Thank you for logging on to this broadcast on WellsCountyVoice.com. Since the onset of COVID-19, we have all had to experience social distancing. And this is true with high school sporting events. Our school administrators are doing their best to keep our kids, teachers, administration, and their families healthy. We are honored to be a part of the solution to contain and overcome this, as well as promote our student athletes. We wouldn't be able to bring this broadcast to you if it wasn't for our sponsors you hear throughout the broadcast. Please shop their businesses, use their services, and tell them thank you.
From Kriegbaum Field in Huntington, it's Week 8 football action alongside Christian Bohat. I'm Derek Decker, and it's a pleasure to be along with you here this evening as we get you set for a pivotal Northeast State Conference matchup. Norwell still very much in the thick of things here as they have just one loss to Leo. Leo can all but wrap up the league tonight with a win against who they play tonight, Bo? I don't know.
Leo? Columbia City, big game.
And then they got DeKalb next week. So we saw what DeKalb can do last week. And you like that intro, don't you? That's pretty good. That's TV 101.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about tonight. Huntington comes in at 3-4. This is a team that's been much improved, has had a similar track to what the Norwell program has taken over the past few years. Haven't quite turned the corner. We think Norwell's turned a corner here this year as they come into tonight at 6-1. But Huntington is a team that's going to run the ball a lot and control the clock. This is very much a ball control team. And that can spell trouble for a Norwell team who has really fallen in love with the pass the last couple of weeks.
It really can, but more opportunities the Norwell offense gets tonight, I think the better. We know the strength of the Norwell defense is stopping the run, so I think that's a big key for tonight to watch is see what Huntington North does to kind of open up their playbook a little more and instead of just solely relying on their run like they're able to do on the weaker teams. But I think they'll realize quickly against this Norwell defense they're going to have to try something new.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bo. Of course, Norwell coming off that 50-0 win last week against DeKalb in what was a fairly dominating performance. Norwell didn't trail in the game. I mean, you talk about the first play of the game, Isaiah Breggy takes it back 83 yards for a touchdown. We were just talking about the fact that Norwell had not had a big special team score outside the punt return from Riley all season long, and then Breggy takes one back to the house. So we've talked about special teams all year long, how important that's been to Norwell. And the decisive factor in what might be close games down the road. This could very easily end up being a tight game in the fourth quarter, and you never know when you're going to need special teams. But you talk about guys like Eli Riley, obviously the leader of the squad, 10 of 14 for a $185 last week, 4 touchdowns. Luke Graft had 3 touchdown grabs, 6 catches for 143. Will not be available for Norwell tonight for unnamed reasons. We've got a lot of different guys for Norwell that aren't necessarily available tonight. A couple of starters are out for unknown reasons as we come into the game. That was a very late scratch, and that's kind of the deal as we live during these times. But Huntington North, as far as we know, is healthy. We expect Aiden Dennis to play. This is a guy that was questionable coming into tonight, but we fully expect him to play. He is the Northeast State's leading rusher with 678 yards on the season. Breaks down to 97 a game. He is a really solid, old-school, grounded pound guy and a really tough kid.
I think he really fits well into the Huntington North offense as well. They're trying to just jam the ball down your throat and run it. We won't see a lot of passing tonight from Huntington North. They're going to, like you said, can try to control the clock against this Norwell offense. I mean, they know Norwell's offense has really taken off in the last few weeks against better defenses, so they know they realize they need to control the clock as much as they can.
On the other side of the football, Norwell does have the number 2 scoring defense in Class 3A. They're giving up 7 points a game and just over 100 yards a game. This is one of the stingiest defenses in all of the state of Indiana. You are tuned into the Billy Ann's Supper Pub pregame show. Billy Ann's Supper Pub is your local source for Tex-Mex, American food, and some of the best burgers in the area located in downtown Bluffton. Let's take a short time out and return with the balance of the pregame show. Thanks for joining us this evening on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network.
Kathy Peterson of the Steffen Group is part of a select group of real estate and auction professionals that are changing the game of how real estate and auction transactions are handled. With a strong background in customer service, Kathy believes helping people is the most precious gift she can give and is committed to being a partner with her clients through the entire transaction. Contact Kathy Peterson at the Steffen Group at 824-6353 or drop her a message at Kathy, C-A-T-H-I-E Peterson at SteffenGRP.com.
If you're tired of being stuck at home, juggling work and school schedules, all while trying to take care of yourself, listen to this. The YMCA understands that 2020 has been difficult, but they're open, they're cleaning, and they're ready for you. They want to help improve your physical and mental health. They're offering a $75 savings if you join the Y in October. Mention this commercial and save. Surround yourself with a community built of family, friends, and staff who can help you enhance your spirit and mind as well as your body. You'll have unlimited access to all YMCAs in Allen, Whitley, and Wells counties, free health and wellness screenings, and hundreds of free group exercise classes. Plus, Y members receive priority registration and reduced rates on programs like after-school care, dance, and karate. The Y is so much more than a gym. They're your community. So join in October and save $75. Financial assistance is available to those who qualify. To find the Y nearest you and branch hours, visit fwymca.org.
And welcome back to Kriegbaum Field. Alongside Christian Bohada, I'm Derek Decker. And let's dive in a little bit farther into the Norwell defense and what makes them so good. Last week, DeKalb was 0 for 10 on third down. I think the third down thing is something we've stressed all season long. Norwell is giving up just 18% on third down. They've only given up 11 third down conversions all season long. What makes this Norwell D so good?
Really, it's when Norwell controls the line of scrimmage up front. It's just every game they've controlled the line of scrimmage, besides the Leo game, essentially they have, and they've been able to get really any stop they want to on defense. The secondary has really impressed me as well this year. Without Graft tonight, that'll be a challenge, but we know Huntington North really doesn't throw the ball, so I think they'll be able to kind of look past that tonight. But up front is just where it starts for this Norwell defense and those big boys, and Brody Bolin and Zach Christensen,
right?
Quinn Jyband there up front as well. So it's just really up front sets the tone for the Norwell defense.
Again, remember Luke Graff, John Colbert. Those are the two guys that are out tonight. Those are normally the two starting corners defensively. So obviously secondary is going to be playing in a little bit of a different role tonight. But the good news is for Norwell is that if it was going to happen in any game, this would be the one, because Huntington does not have a strong passing attack. They like to run the ball. So it'll be interesting to see, like you kind of mentioned a couple minutes ago, if they open up that playbook and try to expand things a little bit. They have a capable quarterback in Reed Johnson, the 6'1 senior, very good leader. He's been solid for a long time here at Huntington North. But, the question becomes, how much does Huntington want to utilize that pass tonight? I think that's something yet to be seen.
Like I said, they're going to have to open up their playbook. And if they have success running the ball, hey, props to them. But I don't really think Huntington North's going to have much success running the ball in this Norwell defense. So we're going to see them open up their playbook. And quarterback's going to be tested. And this weekend secondary for this Norwell defense is definitely probably going to be tested more later on in the game.
Bold predictions from Christian Bohada. We're in Week 8, Norwell 6-1. Again, just one game back of that Northeast State Conference spot. Remember, Norwell has not been involved in any kind of conference race in 11 years. 2009 was the last time they were really in the hunt for something. Of course, they lost first round of sectional that year to Harding in just horrible weather conditions. And it's yet to be seen what goes on. Of course, Heritage is out right now. Norwell, for what it's worth, we've got to talk about the sectional draw. Norwell drew Heritage, had the best possible draw they could have had. They'll play the winner of Northwestern and Maconaquah. Northwestern is winless. Maconaquah has just 2 wins. The winner of that game, assuming Norwell wins, would also play at the Courtyard. So couldn't have been a better draw for Norwell to start off as you face off with the 3 teams with winning records on the other side of the bracket.
Top side of the bracket.
So as we get ready for tonight's national anthem, we'll join the Huntington North Marching Band. All right, excellent job done by the Huntington North marching band. You might hear a little bit of wind noise tonight. We do have a bit of a breeze. It's about 10 to 15 miles an hour. That'll die down more as the evening goes along, but an unseasonably warm October night. This is week 8. We're used to pretty heavy sweatshirts by this time of year, and we're sitting in the upper 70s tonight.
Beautiful.
So pretty unusual. Now, also remember, this is Norwell's second game on grass this year, so that's worth noting. Although the grass looks like it's in terrific shape for as dry as it's been this year, the field here at Kriegbaum Field looks in very nice condition. We'll take another break and return with the final moments of the Billy Ann Supper Pub pregame show, followed by the kickoff here on WellsCountyVoice.com.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3300 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. That's 260-353-3300.
American Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender, Indiana State 11063, NMLS 8246.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. IPT has been a trusted part of your community for over 32 years. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better, faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
And welcome back to Kriegbaum Field. Derek Decker alongside Christian Bohata, and it is a gorgeous night for football. You know, one of the best years for weather I can remember. But, again, the storylines of the game so far tonight, we've learned that Luke Kraft and John Colbert not available tonight for Norwell. We very much expect Aiden Dennis to be available for Huntington tonight. Of course, it's not completely clear, but that's our hunch. I think that's a pretty good hunch to move off of.
I think I saw him run onto the field.
Yeah, history would tell us that is going to be the case. So, in any case, this is an interesting this game carries with it an interesting dynamic. Again, you're talking about a Norwell team that comes in who expects to be, they're looking at a chance to finish the year 8-1 and finish the year on a 6-game winning streak. On the flip side of the coin, Huntington North is not playing for a ton in the last couple of weeks, but they're prepping for their sectional at Wayne. They're down to 4A this year. That's worth noting, and they'll go on the road to Wayne after hosting New Haven again next week, which I think that New Haven game could actually be kind of interesting as well, just because we've talked about the ball control thing. So if Huntington can control the football against teams that are pass-heavy like New Haven and Wayne, I think that gives them a really good chance to win the game. Now, the difference here in tonight's game is as long as everybody stays healthy, Norwell has the advantage in the running game and on the run defense. So, you would expect Norwell to be in pretty good shape here. This actually matches up well for a Norwell club, but, who knows? This is football. This is Indiana. This is the way it goes. We're week 8. Everybody is looking for just some ways to scratch out wins before we get into the tournament. Bud Wolf is our white hat tonight. We've got a lot of different things to talk about tonight. Have a packed broadcast for you. Huntington North is in their home black and Norwell in their road white. We saw them debut their white pants last week at home, but of course, being on the road in grass, that's not an ideal way to keep the white bottoms clean. So the kickoff man is Aiden Dennis for Huntington North, as Dennis has averaged 54 yards a kick this year. So that's pretty good for a high school kicker. Far outweighs Josh Scott. So the special teams are good on that front, but Huntington North has not made a field goal this year. So there's some different things to think about when we come to tonight, and we're just about ready to get us underway on a 78-degree night here in Huntington County. Aiden Dennis approaches and puts his right foot into it. We're underway here at Krieg-Baum Field. This will take one bounce and head into the end zone, and so Norwell will start on their own 20-yard line as Norwell will trot out the 5'11 senior quarterback, Eli Riley, who's averaging a $122 through the air and 66 yards a game on his feet. So this is a dual-threat quarterback, as good as they come, and had a big pass play. Norwell's first play from scrimmage last week involved some trickeration as Isaiah Bragi threw a long touchdown pass to Eli Riley. So we'll see if Norwell has that up their sleeve on the first play from scrimmage here tonight as they send three. Miles Babcock and Bo Morgan are the big ones to watch. Jace Cheney will be involved on the receiving core as well. Thought Norwell might have gotten an early start on the right side of the line, and Riley keeps it, cuts it back to the middle where he picks up about 3 on first down.
I look for Norwell to run a bit of a balanced offense early, try to find what they can succeed at against this Huntington defense. You know they have a game plan in place, and I expect them to be able to follow it.
Huntington's leading tackler, the safety Jackson Holzinger, with his 61st tackle of the season, as, again, he leading all Vikings. Norwell picks up about 4 on first down. It brings up 2nd and 6 as Riley comes from the gun this time, and it's a design keeper, cuts it back to the left and then back inside where he's fallen on top of across the 35-yard line. Norwell, a big run of 10 to move the chains for a first down.
We've seen Norwell run that play multiple times, and more times than not, it has a lot of success to it, as we've seen Riley run a couple touchdowns off of that. It's just simple quarterback draw. So
Norwell has brought a nice contingent of fans across the way here at Huntington, and there are still some limited capacities here. About every other row is occupied here at Krieg-Baum Field. Riley comes under center this time, and Ringer gets a big run across the 50. He's got Holzinger to beat. He's got another tackle to rip off, and he gets across the 30-yard line. Ringer with a huge run, finished off by Holzinger, all the way down at the Viking 27.
I know we just see Ringer on that run, but it's really the big boys doing work on the left side of that line. That was a huge hole for Ringer to run through, and good job by Ringer putting his head down and in 37 yards. Good big play on his third play from scrimmage.
So this sets up Norwell in really nice position here on their first drive, and they have not put the ball in the air yet on 3 plays. Riley back under center with Ringer in the backfield with him. Ringer gets the carry again on first down and powers his way forward. Boy, he's still carrying tacklers. Close to another first down, about a yard shy. No, actually, they might give him the first down yardage. They will. He picks up 10, and Norwell is marching now into the red zone at the Huntington 16-yard line.
You know, you got to think, as Huntington North looks at past week's films, they see that Norwell has really opened up their offense and chose to pass more, and that's looks like they're not really all stacked in the box. They're respecting the pass more, and that's going to open up the run for Norwell.
This time Riley out of the pistol set as Ringer gets 3 this time. Again, we've talked about that all year long. 4 yards, 3-4 yards, every single carry. It's going to work out pretty well. This Huntington North defense is something we didn't really address in the pregame, but it's a defense that gives up almost 250 yards a game on the ground. That's worst in the Northeast State. So as good as they are on the flip side of the football running the ball, they struggle defensively. They've given up 18 rushing touchdowns as well. So this is the area that you would expect Norwell to attack tonight. Riley, another design keeper. Oh, gets a block, cuts back towards the end zone, and waltzes in for 6. Norwell's on the board first, an easy touchdown run of 16 yards, and the Knights strike first.
That drive came real easy for Norwell. They really got success on every play they ran. What was it, 6 or 7 plays? Huntington North will make adjustments, but right now Norwell's rolling on offense.
Norwell did not put the ball in the air on that drive. Big chunk plays. The highlight of the drive was a 37-yard run from Max Ringer that set Norwell up across the 30-yard line. And now Austin DeLeon is on to try the extra point. DeLeon has been as rock steady as they come. 30 for 31 on the season from the PAT range, and he tacks on the extra point here to give Norwell a 7-0 lead. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick timeout and return after these words. This is Norwell Football on WellsCountyBoys.com.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255.
And back here at Huntington North, Norwell has marched and scored a very easy 2-minute 44-second opening drive, and they marched 80 yards for a touchdown like it wasn't anything. So we're going to see what Huntington can do offensively, but man, Norwell made it look easy. Josh Scott on to kick off for the Knights. Scott has been the kickoff man all year, hasn't really done anything else as far as kicking duties come. This one drifts back inside the 5. It is received there by Zach Hubbard, who takes it up the middle, has a bit of a lane, and then bounces to the outside out to the 30-yard line. Good gain of 25 on the return, where he's tackled by Joel Rinkenberger, and Huntington will start their first drive on the 30.
So now we'll see what Huntington North can do on offense as they face a very stout Norwell defense, as we talked in the pregame. I look for them to obviously try to have success where they've had success all season with Aiden Dennis, and I don't really see them going away from that, even if they get halted in their first or second drive. I don't really see them trying anything different.
Of note tonight, no hash marks in the middle of the field for individual yard markers, so that's worth noting. Of course, Huntington North starts a couple tight ends and a couple halfbacks as well as a fullback. This is, again, not a team that's going to put it in the air a lot. Kind of comparable to what Belmont used to run. A lot of deception in who actually gets the ball. But Garrett Johnson gets the call on first down. Second in all categories in the rushing department, picks up 2 on first down. They're ready to set back up to the 33. And there's Hubbard on a counter, as Hubbard is cut down by Eli Riley and then knocked down up top by Blake Hafley out near the 39-yard line. A gain of 5, it'll bring up third down and a long 2.
Yeah, they're looking to go real quick, and
Brody Bolin
defense
needs to
isn't
get
ready.
onside.
Defense isn't ready.
Good call, Bo. They caught Norwell sleeping, and they're going to get a first down, as that was Garrett Johnson across the 42-yard line. Jace Cheney in on the tackle, but this is what Huntington's going to do. They're going to play with pace, and Norwell hasn't seen a lot of that this year, so especially from a rushing attack, fairly unusual, but they're going to have to adjust that quickly, as Huntington made it look easy on a couple of plays.
Yeah, they did. We'll see what Norwell big boys can do here. Can catch their breath and get settled in.
They haven't gotten chunk plays. There's a big handoff to Zach Hubbard, and he picks up a yard as he was coming across in motion at the snap. Joel Rinkenberger in on the tackle, Bill.
Huntington North's offense, really similar to Leo's offense. I don't think they run it as well, but, man, it's super similar. They're going to look to control the clock like you talked in pregame. And, I mean, they're obviously in a hurry right now.
7:40 left in our opening quarter. Norwell marched 80 yards on their first drive, and Huntington is trying to counter with the same. This time, the senior quarterback Reed Johnson comes out of the gun. And, boy, Joel Rinkenberger was all over it again, as Zach Hubbard is tackled after a gain of maybe 1. It brings up third down and 8.
Yeah, that's huge. That's the linebacker's play solely when the counter like that. You got a couple pulling guards when they run that counter, and they're not picking up middle linebacker from the other side was Rinkenberger, and made a nice play, good pursuit.
Huntington sets up 3 receivers split on third down and long. Rolling to his right is Johnson. Johnson on the run. Tosses inside the 45, and it's hauled in out there by Lawson Shear, the tight end. Makes his 13th grab of the season and moves the chains to keep Huntington North's drive alive. A big third down and 8 conversion. Norwell has not given up a lot of those this year, but a 12-yard pitch and catch gets Huntington into Norwell territory.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Huntington have a quick drive like Norwell did on their first drive, but I think we're going to see them do a lot of this, piece together drives and kind of take their time and just gain yardage little by little.
Out of the gun again, they split 3 receivers. There's a screen pass this time out wide, and a good grab and yardage as almost a first down out there. It looked like Lawson Shear getting the catch again.
Norwell's just
Go ahead, Bo.
Norwell's just outnumbered there on the left side. You got a hat on a hat with the receiver in the corner, and then you had a slot guy and
that was a screenplay that went for almost 10 without really much contact before that, before getting those yards. So that's a good thing to note. Second down and a yard. We'll see what Huntington does here. They're within striking distance. They could take a shot if they wanted to, and I think they might bring it out for a measurement here. The white hat Bud Wolf is calling for the chains here. Not even halfway through the first quarter. But it was a first down play that almost got Huntington to a first down. They've marked him a bit short, and boy, that's really close. And it's going to be second down and a couple of chain links.
Well, that's not a bad thing for Huntington North.
No.
I mean,
I think that's a good thing for Huntington North.
Yeah.
And here's the deal with Huntington. What they're not going to do is, well, actually now they're going to remeasure it. But what Huntington's not going to do is get dropped for a lot of plays for loss. So that's important, to think about as, Huntington, when you get into these second and really short situations, you're probably not going to get sacked. So you just don't have time to do that.
The tackle for losses come when, like I said in pregame, the Norwell defense will control the line of scrimmage. That's when you get tackles behind the line of scrimmage, and you can stop the Huntington North offense.
All right, so Reed Johnson back under center. And a handoff goes up the middle. Garrett Johnson pushing his way forward. Got first down yardage, forward progress out to the 32. And again, for the third time on this drive, Huntington picks up a first down.
Yeah, it's of note. Aiden Dennis hasn't had a carry yet.
That's true.
On the first drive. So, in fact, I don't even see him in the game right now.
Oh, he's not in the game. So, something to keep an eye on. Again, the Northeast State's leading rusher has not touched the ball yet here on this first Huntington North drive. Ball resting on the 32. Zach Hubbard set in motion and then gets the carry on this first down. They're trying to block him to the outside, and really no gain there. Norwell did a nice job of stretching him out before getting any positive yards. Eli Riley, Joel Rinkenberger, and Isaiah Braggy all in on the tackle for Norwell, pushing him to the boundary, and it'll be second and 10.
Nice job by the Norwell defense there, not letting him get outside of the last defender, and good pursuit again by linebackers.
First time the clock has stopped on a play from scrimmage so far tonight, and it comes just 1 second before halfway mark in the first quarter. That's a new ball carrier. As only getting a couple was Cam McCarver, the fullback. Averages 76 yards a game for this Huntington team.
Big third down here. Big third down for Norwell. Huntington's
third and long again.
Yeah, it's big. You got to think Huntington North's going to come out and pass again as they did last time on third and long.
Well, this is probably 4-down territory too, Bo. This is outside of field goal range. Obviously, that's not a real big consideration for Huntington. Johnson on the move on third down, rolls to his left, floats it down the sideline. Dangerous ball. Is it caught? It's incomplete, as in on the pass breakup was Eli Riley. Good defense to make it 4th down and 8. You got to imagine the Vikings are going to roll the dice and go for it here.
Yeah, I think if that was a strike by the quarterback there, I think he probably completed that. But he kind of lofted it, gave Riley time to get there, and Riley made a good play on the ball, just swatting it down. Not risking a tip or anything like that for going for the interception so close to their end zone, and brings up a long 4th down here for Huntington North.
All right, so Norwell has given up 3 of 6 on 4th downs this year. And Huntington looking to convert from 8 yards. They need to get to the 22. Again, Johnson rolls to his left. Johnson still keeping the play alive. A little touch pass out of the reach of a receiver. And Norwell forces Huntington to turn it over on downs. A big stout stop on the 30-yard line. Norwell's defense bended a little bit on that drive, but they did not break.
Yeah, that's going to be huge all game. Is Norwell can bend all they want, but if they don't break, then that's just going to be, really a backbreaker for Huntington North, as they feel they put together a good drive and then they get stalled out at the 30-yard line. It's tough for an offense, especially if that happens all night.
Well, remember, Norwell's only given up 2 touchdowns on realistic drives that weren't set up by, a turnover or anything like that all season long. So that's worth noting as Riley comes under center on the first play on this drive. Ringer, a big hole, and now an open space across midfield. Cuts back towards the sideline, across the 30. Finally drugged down at the 25. Norwell, a huge gain as the Knights are really moving the ball well. They get all the way inside the 25-yard line. A pickup of 46 on first down.
Well, like you said, Huntington North gives up 250 yards of rushing. They might do that in the first half if this keeps going the way it is. It's just Norwell's really getting anything they want right now.
First and 10 for the Knights at the Viking 25-yard line.
Man, that was just too easy. I mean, that's a pretty simple play call,
Yeah.
and Norwell just kind of ripped off another big run. Now they're inside the 25. Another design keeper for Riley, and trying to find some space, stiff arm, and stops and spins into a couple of defenders as in there on the tackle, Nate Jacobs, the DN, and we'll call it no gain. It'll bring up second and about 10.
Not a bad play call.
No.
That's had success on their last drive. So see what they do here on 2nd and 10. First time they haven't really gained yards on a play.
Yeah, Norwell's had all kinds of success, just about every play from scrimmage. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Bo Morgan to the right, Miles Babcock in the slot, and Jace Cheney out wide to the left. As Riley is back under center with Ringer back there, and a predictable run here for Max Ringer, and just bulldozing his way down near the 15-yard line. I think he'll be about a yard short of that first down mark, but it brings up 3rd down and just about a yard.
Well, you better believe that. I don't think they're going to pass it. I mean, they've had success running with Ringer
Yeah.
up the middle every single time. The only play they got stopped was a Riley run, so I would see another Ringer run up the middle.
Well, you know, as much as we wouldn't have expected it, Huntington North has been the one to put the ball in the air so far.
Yeah.
Granted, they've found themselves in 3rd down and long a couple times, and that's the reason for that. But Norwell just hasn't been in those situations. 3rd down and a yard, and we'll see what kind of push Norwell can get up front. Ringer, oh, he's got it easily as he, oh my goodness, Zach Christensen leveling a defender at the 15-yard line. Norwell marches inside the 10 to set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, he's getting donuts tomorrow morning at home for that hit. That's what's happening. That was a huge hit from Zach Christensen. Just helped Norwell get that 1st down and makes it 1st and goal.
All right, we're inside of 3 minutes, but Norwell is knocking on the door to take a 2-score lead here. Huntington North got some yards on their first drive, but it stalled out at the 30, and Norwell has marched in just a few plays from there. They draw encroachment, I thought, although Ringer gets the carry spinning forward inside the 3 down to the 2. No flags, so it must not have jumped across. Must have been a shift because pretty much the entire front 3 or 4 for Huntington North moved all at the same time.
Yeah.
So must have stayed on the other side of the line of scrimmage. 7-yard gain, 2nd and goal on the 2.
For another run to Ringer, I mean that's been what's
Easy
worked.
call.
So
You want to talk about a simple game to call? I mean, that's what it is.
Controlling the line of scrimmage. I talked about controlling the line of scrimmage on defense, but right now on offense, Norwell's just handling.
Old school ground and pound football for Norwell. Haven't put the ball in the air yet. That time they got stuffed. No gain as Ringer is met by Nate Jacobs. Nick Jacobs in on the tackle as well. And so now 3rd and goal from the 2. And if Norwell doesn't get it in here, it'll be interesting in the decision they make. Would they want to take the points just this early in the game or go ahead and try to punch it in? Huntington moved it pretty well on their first drive, so a lot of decisions to make.
Yeah, exactly. With the success Norwell's offense has been having, I'd see it's 4-down territory right now at the 2-yard line. Look for a counter right here.
Nope, Ringer.
There it is.
Almost untouched into the end zone. Max Ringer gives Norwell a 13-0 lead, and Norwell is just having no problem marching right now offensively.
And it's all Max Ringer right now. It's all up front, and it's all Max Ringer. We harped on the passing game and how that's we've seen a lot of success from that in the past few weeks. But, hey, you go with what's working, and like you said, easy game to call right now for Coach Gerber.
Man, sometimes it just feels like, we expect, obviously this game is a long ways from being over, and Huntington moved it well in their first drive. They just kind of stalled out as De Leon puts through the PAT. But, I mean, those are 2 of the easiest drives Norwell has had all season long, and it's been simple play calls. You're just getting right back to the basics. I mean, it's like middle school football when you're running the ball on every play, and Norwell's had success.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of the old style of the Norwell offense with old head coach Jeff Miller with just pretty much a 30 ISO or a 28 ISO, and it's essentially what Norwell's running right now, and it's working. So I don't look for him to go away from it anytime soon.
14-0, a minute 23 remaining here in this first quarter, and as we expected, these quarters are going to fly by tonight. This should be a pretty quick game. And Norwell's been involved in a couple of fairly long games. Of course, last week, Norwell got to that 36-point mark at halftime, so they got the running clock in the second
Kind of
half.
started out slow last week and then obviously picked up. But
So Josh Scott is back on to kick it off as Zach Hubbard showed some promise on the last return, a 25-yard return for the Vikings. Lawson Shear back there as well. And this will be Hubbard again from across the 10-yard line and kind of slowly navigating his way through traffic and still on his feet. Can't be drugged down. Finally finished off by Blake Hafley. That was a really patient return by Zach Hubbard all the way out to the 44-yard line, a return of 31. So Huntington's had some success on special teams.
Yeah, it might be the biggest return we've seen the Norwell's kickoff team give up. I just remember one at East Noble to start the game, but other than that, that might be the biggest return. So
Huntington is coming off of a shutout loss to Leo last week. Leo's been doing that to a lot of teams. Norwell knows a lot about that. Back in week 3, got beat 17-0, and right now stands as the difference in the conference. Hey, look who that is. It's Aiden Dennis into the game for the first time as he gets out to the 48-yard line. And we expected to see him. He is a talented runner, has accumulated the most yards in the NE8, and this is a dangerous runner, averaging over 8 yards a carry. He only got 4 that time on first down. They're quick to the line again. Dennis gets the ball on second down, looking for a block, feeling out a blocker, and gets across the 50 into Norwell territory, where he picks up 3 to set up third down and 3. So Huntington is getting a few yards on basically every play, and they do have to snap it again before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, this is where Huntington North wants to be, third and short instead of that third and long that forces them to get out of their comfort zone and pass.
Quickly again, and they got Norwell to jump. It's encroachment, and Huntington will not have any problems getting that first down. It's our first penalty of the night.
The penalty on the play is encroachment against Norwell.
Looked like Zach Christensen jumping across the football.
Yeah. Big Zach there. It's kind of tough when you see an inside defensive lineman jump like that when the ball's right in front of his face. It's kind of tough there.
Good call on the hard count from Huntington to get themselves a free first down. Johnson from the gun. Johnson slings it left to Shear, and he is blasted behind the line of scrimmage. Couple of guys in on it for Norwell as Bo Morgan and Joel Rinkenberger, it looked like, right there to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
I know Rinkenberger had good pursuit there, but boy, Bo Morgan made that play, blew up his block, and just got there in a hurry.
Hey, that's
great play.
That's the end of the first quarter. We're back after this word from Green Valley. Norwell on top of Huntington, 14-0 after 1 on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Is filled with fabulous golf courses that offer a variety of experiences and are as diverse and distinct as the regions they're in. And there is one right here in your backyard that you shouldn't miss. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton. You deserve a little time on the greens, so book your tee time, brush off your spikes, and get ready to play. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton, just east of the Stone Quarry.
Head on out to Green Valley to hit some balls on their driving range or putting green. Call 824-4510 to reserve your tee time. Green Valley, where your friends play.
All right, welcome back to Creekbaum Field. Norwell on top of Huntington, 14-0, as they've been the dominant team so far. Huntington is moving the ball pretty well, though. That time they went backwards. It brings up second down and 11 to start our second quarter at the Norwell 45-yard line. They've spent some time in Norwell territory, frankly, more than basically any team has in the first half against Norwell all season long, save for Leo. And so that is an accomplishment in and of itself. But we'll see if Huntington can convert this drive into points. Their last one stalled out on the 30-yard line. It's going to be a low possession game. Both teams are not going to get the ball as many times as what Norwell's seen the last few weeks, just because the run-heavy offenses. Johnson, a pump fake, and he's going down. Back at the 50, Zach Christensen, the solo sack back at midfield.
Yeah, big. He just made up for that encroachment call he had on him. And it's just Huge sack, brings up a big third down here for Huntington North. This is not where they want to be, 3rd and long.
3rd sack of the season for Christensen. That is the 7th for the team. So Christensen's been involved in a lot of those sack numbers. This brings up 3rd down and 16 from way back at the 50-yard line. Johnson from the gun. A predictable pass, but he gives it off to Dennis instead, who runs in the backfield, and Isaiah Braggy takes him down for a loss of 4 more. And Huntington North goes backwards on 3 consecutive plays. Norwell's defense comes alive and forces a punt.
Pushes them back to where they started after that big kickoff return. You're thinking Huntington North might be gaining some momentum. Kind of march the ball, pick up a good first down, and then Norwell defense stout again. You talked bending but not breaking. That's a key tonight. You got to believe as that clock runs down and Norwell gets up more possessions, it's going to be harder for Huntington North to scrap back.
Jackson Holzinger, the punter, as this one goes out of bounds at the, boy, they're still marking it off. They're still marking it off.
Yeah, that went off. That went out of bounds.
Side of his foot at the 41 is where they're going to stop. That's a 9-yard punt. Is that right?
Yeah, that's.
All right, well, whatever it was. That's, Holzinger has struggled a little bit, only averaging 29 a punt, and it showed through there as Norwell gets it on their own 41-yard line. Excellent field position here on their 3rd drive. As Max Ringer has another big hole. We've been used to seeing it as he draws some contact and gets his way across the 50-yard line into Viking territory, down to the 47, a pickup of 12 to move the chains.
Yeah, what I like seeing is big numbers. Zach Christensen, he's been big tonight. Had that pancake block, had that sack back there. Well, he's pulling again, and he doesn't see a guy right away, so he heads downfield with his running back, and that's great to see. Great effort there by Norwell lineman.
So Norwell is not moving near as quick as Huntington is on offense, but they do show a little bit of a sense of urgency. They don't really have to. It's 14-0 at this point. There's a counter to Braggy. Braggy steps out of a tackle and still trying to find some room down towards the sideline, cuts it around the edge and gets a first down all the way down to the 32. Another pickup of 15 to move the chains again.
Great job by Braggy. Talk about patience. That was good. That was good patience there. He tried looking back inside where that's where that play is designed to go, but instead found some success outside and picked up another 15 yards.
Well, he stepped out of a tackle right near the line of scrimmage, and now it sets up Norwell on the 32-yard line. The Knights have just not had any trouble at all moving the ball against this Huntington North defense. Similar to last week against DeKalb. Ringer again. Well, look at that. That's as simple play call as they come, and he gets 7.
Just right up the middle. No misdirection, no anything. No need to motion and play guy over pre-play, get the linebackers moving. They just 6 yards every play, 5 or 6 yards. I mean, I guarantee you he's averaging at least 10 on every rush right now.
Look, Huntington's hanging around, but I honestly expected a little bit more resistance defensively from this Huntington squad, and they have just not given Norwell a lot at all. Remember, they only gave up 21 to Leo last week, and again, that's a game where you're not going to get a lot of possessions, and Bodie Bolin just false started and it'll push Norwell back and negate that first down run. But again, this is a Norwell team that really has found its footing offensively in the last 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, really since that Leo game, it's been the turning point of this season for this Norwell club.
Yeah, it really has. And we've harped on the passing game, but what about the running game tonight?
Right.
It's nice. Good mix of film to show upcoming opponents as well.
Right. Riley pulls it down and still on his feet inside the 20. Eli Riley picks all that penalty yardage back up and more. And again, another first down to the Huntington North 18.
Jackson Holzinger.
And again, Norwell knocking on the door in the red zone for a third time.
Yeah, just a simple quarterback draw again. As I talked, they have success on that play more times than not, and there you go. More success.
Man, I mean, these are the simplest play calls tonight, and Norwell has just had no issue. And remember, missing one of their best receiving weapons, but Norwell hasn't thrown the ball yet. And why would they? Ringer is going to make it to the end zone. Max Ringer, an 18-yard run, back-to-back touchdown runs for Max Ringer on consecutive drives, And it's 20-0 Knights.
That's hey, why not just keep going to Max Ringer? I mean, they can't stop him, so.
De Leon on to try the PAT again. Again, this has just been too easy for Norwell offensively the last couple of weeks. Now, we knew DeKalb was in a totally different situation, just coming out of COVID, as they had only played 3 games on the season coming in to play Norwell. De Leon is plenty good on his extra point, 21-0. But this is a game, I think, where we expected a little bit different. And if Huntington can't score on this next drive, Norwell's got a chance of putting this away early again.
Yeah, they do, as I see the Huntington head coach gather everybody up. Maybe give them some words of advice, some motivation to try to turn the tides here.
Well,
it's not going in their favor at all.
Huntington North has only been blown out once. That was against Columbia City, where they gave up 45 and lost 45-20. Their other 3 losses have been by 7, and then, of course, last week 21 in a game that they got shut out. Now, again, they had some success on their opening drive. They've had a couple of good kickoff returns to set them up in decent position, but Norwell shut them down on that last drive. They went backwards on 3 consecutive plays to force a punt. And so we'll see if Norwell can continue on that momentum. Again, Ringer had just 20 yards last week on 6 carries. He wasn't used much at East Noble either. Norwell threw the ball 21 times at East Noble. So, again, this is like foreign territory. It's been almost a month since Ringer's had this many carries, and he's showed up again tonight.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to not show up, really. It's just whenever they call his number, he's ready most of the time. So great job by Ringer, and great job by the boys up front.
All right, we'll see if Hubbard can continue the magic. 2 pretty good returns. This is a line drive kick. Hubbard doesn't get a chance to return this one. And slipping a couple of tackles. You want to talk about numbers that are hard to see. These Huntington numbers are two-tone. They're white and black, but it was Lawson Shearer. And, this used to be nightmare on the stat crew.
The black just blends in with the black on the
jersey.
I like
the black
jerseys,
the
bottom of the half.
Right.
Bottom half of the number.
The top half is white, and then it fades into black on the numbers. Norwell's are very easy to see, unlike what it used to be fair. Norwell's new uniforms are much easier to read than the old ones, but Huntington North starts at their own 31. Not as good of a kickoff that time. A little bit of a line drive grab to Lawson Shearer. And so Huntington will try to find their footing here, but they have really struggled after that first drive. Out of the shotgun this time was Johnson, and getting a couple around the edge. Man, that was Garrett Johnson. I don't know how much that's going to continue to work here tonight. And we've talked about opening up the playbook.
Yeah.
Huntington has really not challenged the corners
No.
at all, other than that first drive, but that was because of forced situations. They haven't, Norwell, and you want to talk about putting everybody in the box? Norwell is just stacking it up.
Well, I mean, what else do you do? And
Right.
That's all Huntington North's doing.
That's Garrett Johnson, who's pulled back by Brody Bolin, and now a penalty marker comes in. And it might be on Zach Christensen.
Johnson, the ball carrier, tackled by 60, Cole Patrick.
We'll see. Yeah, Christensen's coming off of the field. If this is unsportsmanlike, we've talked about it every week, and it seems like
I think
Norwell
it's going to be.
hasn't called. It might be roughing the passer. It's just called a personal foul. So whatever it is, we'll just move right on from that, because I've made my point on that all season long. Norwell has had that issue. It's the same thing. I don't know what you do to fix it, but that just can't happen. I mean, it happens every single week,
and it seems to happen.
And it can't happen.
It seems to happen after Norwell gets up 3 or 4 possessions as well. When
it doesn't
really
matter
does
anymore.
not need. No,
the only exception to that was the Leo game, and that was frustration. First time Norwell had been down all year. That was a little more understandable, and I thought they kind of got hosed a little bit.
Yeah.
Some things did not go their way, but there's just not an excuse for that at this point in the season. As Garrett Johnson gets the ball on first down. Christensen came off for just one play.
2 to the 48-yard line, stopped there by the Knights. 8, Isaiah Breggy. 2nd and 8.
So 2nd and 8 here for Huntington. Three receivers set this time for the Vikings at the 48-yard line. Reed Johnson rolls his way to the left off the snap, pump fake, and he gets sacked back at the 45. Joel Rinkenberger making a sparkling play defensively to pick up Norwell's second sack of the night.
Yeah, number 5 there almost got out of his reach, made a nice diving play. How to make the sack. That was great, and he deserves to be fired up after that.
All right, so Norwell's leading 21-0. They've scored 7 here in this second quarter. Norwell has outscored its opponents this year in the second quarter 114-8. Norwell brings a blitz on 3rd and long. And another sack! Zach Christensen, Brody Bolin teaming up, and Huntington's going the wrong direction offensively. They'll force another punt on 4th and a mile.
Quarterback real slow to get up there. He got hit hard by 2 big boys. He's kind of limping off.
Yeah, he is.
Took a big hit.
Yeah, Norwell is putting the hurt on Huntington now and has completely taken over this game.
See if we can get
Viking fans are getting a little restless down there.
Yeah.
That's a decent punt this time from Holzinger. Bounces near the 30. Norwell got to get away from it. Bounces back to the 32. So Norwell will start its next drive there. But I'm telling you, we're now inside of 6 minutes, and we're kind of approaching that range again where we can start talking about the 35-point thing again.
Yeah, I mean, you get another score, another stop, you're going to have time again to.
I would think, too, and Josh Gerber would use his timeouts if there's a situation where he can potentially get it in there.
We've seen him do it before.
Because if you do that, you end the game at halftime.
Yep.
I mean, unless something completely weird happens because you just don't have the ball enough.
Well, and especially with the way Huntington Wars offense rolls.
This is not a team that's going to just open it up through the air. So Riley starts out of the gun here, and we'll see if Norwell tries to go through the air a little bit more on this drive. Instead, Max Ringer bounces to the outside across the 40, rams in to his own player, and then gets across into first down territory at the 44. Jace Cheney kind of got in the way that time.
Derek, I think there's honestly no point in throwing the ball right now. I mean,
they haven't thrown it a single time.
And I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 0 pass attempts the rest of this game. It's just the way Norwell's succeeding. It's on rushing. It's unbelievable.
Unfortunately, we don't have, the complete stats tonight, but we do know that Norwell has just been dominant in the rushing attack. Ringer, simple carry, huge hole into space, and is tackled across the 40-yard line. Holzinger was the last man for Ringer to beat, and Norwell is in the Viking territory again.
So before that rushing play, they were averaging almost 12 yards a carry.
Oh, that is tough defensively. If you're giving up 12 yards a rush, and Norwell hasn't thrown the ball yet, you're not going to win a lot of football games doing that.
Some mid-quarter stats for Ringer. He's got 14 attempts for 185 yards.
Well, I don't know what his season high is, but it's got to be that. And he's picked that up not even 20 minutes into the ball game. Riley sprints to the out-of-bounds mark and then leaps over the bench after picking up half of the first down yardage needed. Out to the 32-yard line where it'll actually stop the clock, which has been a rare occurrence in this first half. It's only 7:40, and we are talking about getting to the Ossian State Bank halftime show already.
From the 32-yard line for Norwell.
Stick around and hear from some of our great sponsors. We'll get you updated on some of the other area games, some of which are likely not even close to halftime. But this one will finish way ahead
Maybe
of time
not even
tonight.
close to the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
That's just
really the one to watch tonight is that Northeast 8 game between Leo and Columbia City. That's the most important game for Norwell to watch. Huntington doesn't really care about it. They're not in the race at this point, but Norwell has just one loss. If Leo loses tonight, then Norwell would have to win again next week, and they would win a share of the conference.
Yeah, they can control their own destiny if Columbia City wins.
There's no tiebreakers in the Northeast 8. Everybody gets a trophy that ties at the top, so that's it's good for Norwell in this scenario, obviously. Riley on 3rd down and short. It's their first pass of the game, and it's going to go for a big play as Isaiah Breggy trucks his way inside the 20, still turning the legs forward, and finally got stopped on forward progress. They never brought him to the ground.
Nope.
They had 3 guys around Breggy, and Norwell gets all the way down to the 17-yard line. Absolutely no problem.
And the first passing play really is just a simple screen play. It's not really Riley dropping back for anything complex. No threat of an interception or anything like that.
Breggy,
go ahead.
Breggy has been used in those short to mid-yardage range scenarios on the passing attack. Riley gives it off to Ringer, sprints his way through traffic, brought down near the 10 after a pickup of about 8 or 9. And I'm telling you, it's just every single play.
At what point does Huntington North really just stack the box? But
well, you just got to start gambling on something, selling out on something.
Well, and at the same time, as I talked about in pregame, with Norwell showing that they can pass the ball as well as they do, if Huntington North starts stacking the box, then that's easy for Norwell to make that adjustment.
Right.
So
Norwell's got their passing yards all the way up to 132 yards a game, but they were almost evenly split coming into this game in touchdowns, 16 rushing touchdowns and 13 passing touchdowns. So Norwell's been pretty balanced. Ooh, and it was an end around as Bo Morgan gets to the pylon in for a Norwell touchdown. So they pull the tricks out of the bag with just over 3 minutes left in this first half, and Norwell has run away from the Vikings.
And out of all the simple play calls, that was a great one, as they've ran that quarterback sweep 2 or 3 times and then come back with a reverse and hit him with Bo Morgan. That was a great job by Norwell.
Well, De Leon is on to add to this 27-point lead. So now is where you question whether Norwell has all their timeouts. If they're able to get a stop here early, and assuming they don't rip off a big run on their first play, then I would expect Norwell to use their timeouts. De Leon is good. 28-0 Knights.
18, Austin De Leon's extra point kick is good from a hole.
You know, I would argue that as, out of all the blowouts that Norwell's had this year, this one, other than New Haven, this one seems to be most impressive to me already. Just because this is not a bad Huntington team. No. But I talked to Coach Josh Gerber today before the game, and he thought Norwell was definitely the better team coming into tonight. Obviously, at that point, didn't know that John Colbert and Luke Graft were going to be unavailable.
Yeah.
So that was even before that. But, any way you slice it, Norwell's been the clear better team tonight. Huntington was aided by a penalty, but had some yardage gained on that first drive. Other than that, they've basically gone backwards on most of their plays.
Yeah, they might have negated their positive yards on that first drive by the negative yards.
Norwell has really only played in one close game all year, and that was that East Noble game where they were down 17 and had to dig themselves out and came all the way back to win 21-17 on the road for their first win in Kendallville in almost 15 years. Josh Scott is back on to kick it off. This is a low squibbing kick, only gets to the 30, and it's caught on a short hop, so Huntington's going to have good field position here. So not a job well done that time by Josh Scott, as Huntington will start on the 40.
Just saw some stats as Huntington North has 45 total yards.
45?
45.
And how many does Norwell have? A lot.
A lot. I'll get you that in a minute.
Beautiful scene here in Huntington. We're overlooking the JV baseball field back there that has an undefined outfield fence. Of course, these are portable bleachers brought in by Huntington North on the visitor side. Norwell was allotted 300 tickets in this game on a night in the mid-70s. A bit of a breeze, although that's calmed down as the flag is just waving slightly in the breeze now as Huntington gives it off to Aiden Dennis on first down, who picks up 2, but there's just nothing there. No. Huntington has lost all of their momentum they have gained offensively, and Norwell has just shut them down to this point as Blake Afley strung him out to the edge.
I mean, with 45 total yards, as we talked, Aiden Dennis as being the leading rusher in the NE8, he won't be really padding those stats tonight unless he maybe against the JV defense and later in the game, but as of right now and the way things are going, he really won't.
Snap back, Johnson, shovel pass up the middle. That's the first time they've gotten creative offensively. And that was Cam McCarver, close to midfield. McCarver picks up 6. And so it's 3rd and a yard, and this would be the spot that Norwell has to get the stop to maybe use their timeout. Oh, yeah, that'll kill a drive. Man, I'm telling you, Dylan Trout, the tight end, jumped early. And this will back Huntington up to 3rd and 6. Just when you thought Huntington might try to get something together here in the closing moments of this first half, they shoot themselves in the foot with a penalty.
Yeah, they've gained, 9 on second down, or 8 on second down, and Norwell uses a timeout.
Yeah, I was going to say, the clock was moving there, so Norwell will use their first timeout. While they do, we'll take a quick break and return on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Do you or a loved one need extra help managing your finances or making sure monthly bills are getting paid correctly and on time? Are you concerned that you or a senior parent may inadvertently provide sensitive financial information to scammers and fraudsters? Then contact Senior Money Life today at 260-296-0437 to get the help you need to stay safe and enjoy life more. Senior Money Life, located in Bluffton, Indiana, is here to help make life easy, providing you with a wide range of services including banking assistance, bill pay, budgeting assistance, financial monitoring, and insurance advocacy. Contact Preston Carr, Daily Money Manager at 260-296-0437 to learn more, or visit their website, seniormoneylife.com. Senior Money Life is a division of Christian Care Retirement Community. Senior Money Life is not a financial institution or a trust company.
And back here at Kriegbaum Field, just inside 2 minutes left in this opening half. Norwell has a commanding 28-0 lead. Huntington now has 3rd down and a little more than 5 back inside their own 45. If they don't get a first down here, expect Norwell to use their second timeout and try to get to that 35-point mark before halftime to essentially end this game. Couple of fakes there as on a boot, rolled out, it's fought for and broken up. Leighton Bailey on the corner getting the stop. And this will be a punt here for Huntington North.
Yeah, great job. And, hey, Norwell doesn't have to use another timeout, so they'll have 2 timeouts on this offensive drive to try to get to that 35-point mark. But, nevertheless, great play there by backup safety Leighton Bailey.
Should have about a minute 40 for this drive. And Norwell might – well, actually, Huntington's going to go for it. Norwell's not ready for it. Now you got to use a timeout.
Yeah,
Josh Gerber was not ready for Huntington to line up and go for it. That might be a little bit of gamesmanship showed by Bob Prescott. I would not doubt that they might come out and try to punt here just to kind of get Norwell to use another one of those timeouts. Let's take another break and return on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network.
Farms, an online meat market, has a heart for people and a focus to provide a variety of locally raised, 100% grass-fed or grain-fed beef, pork, and poultry. Their shopping experience is easy. Simply visit HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com, fill up your cart with high-quality, locally raised meats, and choose to have it delivered in an insulated box right to your front door. Or you can pick it up in Bluffton or Huntington. You can find recipes and cooking tips by following them on Facebook and Instagram. Begin cooking with confidence. Hoosier Creek Farms, high quality, locally raised meats. HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com.
Back here at Kriegbaum Field, minute 53 left here in this first half. So Norwell was forced to use their second timeout as they weren't quite ready for that. Huntington came out and acted like they were going to go for it, and they're still going to go for it. So they feel like this is a point in the game where they just got to get a first down and try to score. They trail by 28. If they turn it over, Norwell can basically do whatever they want. And based on their first few drives, they'll have no problem getting in the end zone. As Reed Johnson sprints to the left, and now he's going to tuck it, and I think he got it.
Spot him right at the 50.
Yeah, that'll give him a first down. So that'll end any chance Norwell had of getting that 35-point mark. So out of bounds with a minute 46, and Huntington clearly has a first down by over a yard. As now they move the chains at the 49, so Norwell's not going to get to that 35-point mark tonight unless they turn it over.
Second half, please.
Well, right, at halftime. Aiden Dennis stretched out and tackled. Oh, wow, out of bounds. I thought it might have been inbounds. Brinkenberger and Breggy on the stop for the Knights. Second down and 9 after a gain of a yard.
Great job by Norwell stretching that out to the sideline. That's what you want to do. And an outside run like that. Don't make the initial tackle, and good job stealing the edge, not letting him turn the corner on him.
We've had all kinds of action here in Huntington today. Johnson escapes pressure, now throws it to the sideline, out of the reach of Lawson Shear, and incomplete. Yeah, we've had all kinds of stuff go on. We've got homecoming here at Huntington tonight. Norwell's playing in their third homecoming game of the season. East Noble on the road, and then, of course, came back home against DeKalb last week, and now here at Huntington North. So Norwell's going for their third straight homecoming victory on the season in these unprecedented COVID times. We had a crash out here really close to Kriegbaum Field before the game, and so we've had all kinds of stuff happening. 3 receiver set. 3rd and 9. Johnson is flushed immediately, just tosses it away.
That's going to be.
That has to be intentional grounding.
It's got to be.
There was nobody close.
Oh, he's pointing at a receiver.
Oh, please.
He didn't even get it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's pretty generous.
Yeah.
Well, they moved it back. So what's the call?
Pass is incomplete.
Well, so they moved it back close to the 50. So they hosed Huntington on a yard and a half.
Well, the ball hasn't moved. But
nobody
the yard
knows what's going on. Right. Well, no, the ball moved. It was 3rd and 9, and now it's 3rd and about 10 and a half. And so
now he's moving it back.
So are they saying it was an incomplete pass? The clock stopped.
So
I have no idea what Bud Wolf
pass.
is thinking, but they messed it up unless they called something that we didn't realize. If it was a rush, then and Norwell didn't call a timeout, so that was just a miss. That's a wobbling punt. Leighton Bailey's back there, fumbles it, and then picks it up at the 10 and is finished off back at the 7. So Norwell's going to have a long way to go in 1:16, but it's doable.
I'd see Norwell take a shot on first down, take a shot downfield.
Yeah, they're going to have to utilize the passing attack.
Exactly. Corners haven't been challenged yet this game, so watch for Norwell to take a shot here on the outside, maybe to Bo Morgan, Jace Cheney, long, lengthy receiver there.
So we can get over that, and we can kind of move on. And actually, they gave Bailey forward progress to the 10. That's pretty generous. I don't understand what happened on that on that 3rd down play, as they moved it back 3 yards, and it was an incomplete pass. So that was something you don't see every day. So Norwell's got 90 yards to go to get into the end zone, and they call a designed run, and Riley gets absolutely nothing. So Norwell's not going to use a timeout as we tick towards 60 seconds.
Just take it to half here.
Yeah, I still think you can take a shot. You get a shot, you still get yourself. Again, you are looking for a touchdown. Field goal does you absolutely nothing here. Although they're just being content here. Huddle back.
Although the way Norwell's busted off a couple big runs, you see Ringer bust off maybe
never know.
A 40-yarder, and then they really try.
I think you wanted to go a little bit quicker there. I understand being conservative, but at the same time, I don't know. Whatever, it's 28-0. It's hard to complain. Riley looking for the deep ball. He's got Jace Cheney, and he just overthrew him by about a yard. But Norwell took the shot there, and that would have set him up near midfield. And if he's able to break that tackle, he goes to the house. And it goes down as one of the longest pass plays in Norwell history. So it's 3rd down and 10 now with 32 seconds left. The problem with that is now you give Huntington a chance to get the ball back. Well, if Norwell doesn't get the first down here, Huntington has all 3 timeouts.
But if they have to go 50 or more yards in 20 seconds, I don't see that happening on the Norwell defense, really, with the way Huntington North's offense has been so stagnant tonight.
Yeah, remember, not a field goal threat either. And they go conservative to Ringer, and that'll take us to half if they want it. Huntington actually relatively surprised.
Called a timeout.
Finally, Bob Prescott comes out there and calls a timeout.
23, the ball carrier.
Let a few seconds run off there, but we're inside of 22 seconds to go here in this first half, and we'll break for just a moment and return here on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network.
I'm David Morrison, President and CEO of Ossian State Bank. Welcome to this glimpse of our company.
Banking can be a difficult process, and without the right person to guide you, it can be long and tedious, also stressful. Ossian State Bank has been offering commercial and retail banking services to businesses and consumers in and around Wells County for over 107 years. We are the only locally owned and headquartered community bank in our county since 1912. Our team of bankers is professional, enthusiastic, and dedicated to helping you through every step of your journey. We continually strive to build long-lasting relationships with our customers while providing smart financial solutions that both improve and simplify your life. Come and experience for yourself today what a true community bank can help do for you.
It's a local thing.
4th down and long for Norwell out of the break. 22 seconds left, and Norwell is going to have to punt here. So
it's for Huntington to try to get a block here.
Yeah.
Sending everybody.
Pretty good punt by Riley. It hangs up there. Ooh, it goes out of bounds. I guess it wasn't that good of a punt. That's actually going to give Huntington in striking distance. We'll see how far back the side judge comes.
Oh, not bad.
Not bad. 35. So that was a 23-yard punt by Riley.
Different from the rugby kicks is
they
knew Huntington North was going to be bringing it, so you had to get it off quick. Didn't have time to run over to the right.
Right.
First and 10 for Huntington
So
North.
Huntington can get off about 3 plays here. They've got 2 of their timeouts, so they don't have to worry about getting out of bounds. They're trying to get on the board. They trailed 28-0 and haven't had anything going for them right offensively since that first drive, which ended on the 30-yard line in Norwell territory. So this is almost as deep as they've gotten into the Knights' range so far tonight. Garrett Johnson in the backfield with Reed Johnson. And Reed has the snap. Reed dancing. Reed, a pump fake, pulls it down. Johnson floats it down the sideline, intercepted by Bo Morgan at the 10. Morgan to the 20, and there's a block in the back, so however far Morgan gets, it won't matter. And then Rinkenberger, again, that did not need to happen, as, you know, Rinkenberger's fired up, but again, Norwell could have gotten an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, luckily the referees were not looking his way.
They were focused on the block in the back, and, you know, there's the left guard, Jarrett Shenefield, got pushed down by Rinkenberger at the end of the play across midfield.
I think he did it before the whistle, but just the extracurricular stuff towards their sideline doesn't need to happen.
It's
when
28-0. I mean, I feel like I'm 100 years old when I gripe about this stuff, but, you know, the same thing happens every single week. And how do you get taken seriously when you're 6-1 and you get unsportsmanlike every single time in the second half of a game that you're blowing out a team every week? So this will back Norwell up, and then I'm sure they'll take a knee or run it, actually. Might as well run it and try it, because they've had all kinds of success on the ground. They'll start from the 15, inside of 2 seconds left in this first half. Norwell does have a timeout, but that doesn't matter anymore. Barring a defensive penalty, this will be the last play of the half.
Looks like they're going to knee it here.
Yeah. Riley the knee. Norwell has a huge 28-0 lead at the break. So we'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back and talk about what happened in that first half, update you on some scores throughout the area. Thanks for joining us tonight on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Soaring high above, exploring our planet. Professional timepiece designed to take flight. Citizen ProMaster. Go beyond.
Daniel's Jewelers on North Main Street in Bluffton, where personal service and trust become part of the memory. Do you or a loved one need extra help managing your finances or making sure monthly bills are getting paid correctly and on time? Are you concerned that you or a senior parent may inadvertently provide sensitive financial information to scammers and fraudsters? Then contact Senior Money Life today at 260-296-0437 to get the help you need to stay safe and enjoy life more. Senior Money Life, located in Bluffton, Indiana, is here to help make life easy, providing you with a wide range of services including banking assistance, bill pay, budgeting assistance, financial monitoring, and insurance advocacy. Contact Preston Carr, Daily Money Manager at 260-296-0437 to learn more, or visit their website, seniormoneylife.com. Senior Money Life is a division of Christian Care Retirement Community. Senior Money Life is not a financial institution or a trust company.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic in Bluffton. My goal with chiropractic treatment is to make you feel and function better by providing neurostructural corrections to help put your spine back into alignment, to strengthen your nerve system, and to relieve nerve pain. We strive to help you heal and stay healthy for years to come. Our full-service chiropractic team in Bluffton provides corrective exercises, lifestyle advice, along with spinal and postural screenings.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nick Altair, and I'm proud to join the team here at Corrective Chiropractic. Our goal is to figure out what is causing your pain and restore movement to the optimal level. From infants to older adults, chiropractic is a safe way to manage growing pains and other body trauma. Did you know that chiropractic care can strengthen your overall immune system? Give us a call at 260-353-1400. Chiropractic care can help you on your journey to the best version of you.
Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
Offers the biggest, cleanest, and most reliable selection of equipment around. They offer small and large equipment like lifts and skid loaders, to lawn and landscaping tools, along with home improvement and construction rental equipment. Bluffton Rent Co. can handle all of your rental needs, including party rentals. Visit BlufftonRentCo.com to view their large selection of rental items, located at 975 North Main Street in Bluffton. Serving Ossian since 1938, Ossian Hardware is your best choice for hardware, paint, lawn and garden rental, and so much more. Stop in today for all of your project needs and be rewarded for making your purchases at Ossian Hardware with their Best Rewards program. Stop in for more information. Knowledgeable, friendly service is what you'll get at Ossian Hardware. Stay connected at OssianHardware.com or on Facebook.
Farms, an online meat market, has a heart for people and a focus to provide a variety of locally raised, 100% grass-fed or grain-fed beef, pork, and poultry. Their shopping experience is easy. Simply visit HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com, fill up your cart with high-quality, locally raised meats, and choose to have it delivered in an insulated box right to your front door. Or you can pick it up in Bluffton or Huntington. You can find recipes and cooking tips by following them on Facebook and Instagram. Begin cooking with confidence. Hoosier Creek Farms, high quality, locally raised meats. HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com.
At Corrective Chiropractic, we offer individualized treatment plans for patients of all ages, from infants to elderly, and even during pregnancy. Have you ever experienced a workplace, sports, or auto accident, or just keep suffering from chronic pain? Corrective Chiropractic can help. Knee, neck, shoulder, or back pain, headaches, migraines, allergies, muscular tension? Corrective Chiropractic can help.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic, serving Bluffton, Yoder, Decatur, Bern, Montpelier, and the surrounding area to help you feel and function better. Schedule your appointment today at 260-353-1400 and let Corrective Chiropractic help you along your journey to health and wellness. Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3300 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. That's 260-353-3300.
American Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender, Indiana State 11063, NMLS 8246.
This is Tim Steffen, Steffen Financial Group. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving forward. We must balance staying safe and moving forward towards our needs and goals. We are here to help you with your future planning. Steffen Financial Group, located at 110 West Cherry Street, Bluffton, Indiana, would like to help you with your retirement, Roth IRAs, investments, and savings plans. Call me, Tim Steffen, or Rhonda Vandentop, 260-824-8175. And at that same location is Tim Steffen Insurance. We like to help folks with their personalized Medicare supplement, health, life, and long-term care plans. Securities and insurance offered through Thurston Springer Financial, registered broker-dealer, member FINRA and SIPC, and Indiana Insurance Agency. Corporate headquarters in OSJ 9000 Keystone Crossing, 7th floor, Indianapolis, Indiana 4672440. Tim Steffen is a registered associate of Thurston Springer and is doing business as Steffen Financial Group. Steffen Financial Group is independent of Thurston Springer.
is filled with fabulous golf courses that offer a variety of experiences and are as diverse and distinct as the regions they're in. And there is one right here in your backyard that you shouldn't miss. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton. You deserve a little time on the greens, so book your tee time, brush off your spikes, and get ready to play. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton, just east of the Stone Quarry.
Head on out to Green Valley to hit some balls on their driving range or putting green. Call 824-4510 to reserve your tee time. Green Valley, where your friends play.
Hello, this is Tim Steffen, Steffen Financial Group. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving forward. We must balance staying safe and moving forward towards our needs and goals. We are here to help you with your future planning. Steffen Financial Group, located at 110 West Cherry Street, Bluffton, Indiana, would like to help you with your retirement, Roth IRAs, investments, and savings plans. Call me, Tim Steffen, or Rhonda Vandentop, 260-824-8175. And at that same location is Tim Steffen Insurance. We like to help folks with their personalized Medicare supplement, health, life, and long-term care plans. Securities and insurance offered through Thurston Springer Financial, registered broker-dealer, member FINRA and SIPC, and Indiana Insurance Agency. Corporate headquarters in OSJ 9000 Keystone Crossing, 7th floor, Indianapolis, Indiana 467240. Tim Steffen is a registered associate of Thurston Springer and is doing business as Steffen Financial Group. Steffen Financial Group is independent of Thurston Springer.
Kathy Peterson of the Steffen Group is part of a select group of real estate and auction professionals that are changing the game of how real estate and auction transactions are handled. With a strong background in customer service, Kathy believes helping people is the most precious gift she can give and is committed to being a partner with her clients through the entire transaction. Contact Kathy Peterson at the Steffen Group at 824-6353 or drop her a message at Kathy, CATHIE.Peterson@SteffenGRP.com.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3300 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. That's 260-353-3300.
This is not an offer for the extension of credit or a commitment to lend. American Mortgage, NMLS ID 8246. Angie Top, NMLS ID 478736. Jessica Best, NMLS ID 613932. American Mortgage is an equal housing lender.
I'm David Morrison, President and CEO of Austin State Bank. Welcome to this glimpse of our company.
Banking can be a difficult process, and without the right person to guide you, it can be long and tedious, also stressful. Austin State Bank has been offering commercial and retail banking services to businesses and consumers in and around Wells County for over 107 years. We are the only locally owned and headquartered community bank in our county since 1912. Our team of bankers is professional, enthusiastic, and dedicated to helping you through every step of your journey. We continually strive to build long-lasting relationships with our customers while providing smart financial solutions that both improve and simplify your life. Come and experience for yourself today what a true community bank can help do for you.
It's a local bank.
And back here at Kriegbaum Field, we're having a long, extended halftime tonight because of homecoming here at Huntington North. We mentioned that just a moment ago about this is the third consecutive homecoming game Norwell's been involved in. Do have a couple of halftime scores to let you know about here. Of course, Norwell leading 28-0, and the only drive they didn't score on was their last drive, as East Noble was on top of New Haven 7-0 in the first half. At halftime, the important score that Norwell has to be paying attention to tonight, Leo and Columbia City are knotted at 7 at the break. So that's something to keep an eye on, as I think Leo was clearly the favorite in that game, but we thought because of Columbia City's offensive success they've had, might have a chance in that one.
Columbia City's defense holding up strong, too.
Yeah, they are.
Giving up 7 points the first half to Leo.
Northside and Northrop are all square at 7. Snyder and Dwenger. Snyder has a 7-3 lead late in the first half. That would be a shocking finish in the SEC if that score was to hold. Southside and Lures were scoreless. Wayne is leading Homestead 14-6. So there's some real shockers out of the SAC tonight. And then South Adams is taking care of business against Woodland, 21-0 in the first half. Heritage and Southern Wells, of course, actually, Heritage was supposed to play Southern Wells first. Then they were supposed to play Prairie Heights, and both those games got canceled. Prairie Heights is playing Bluffton tonight. You can check out that game over on WellsCountyVoice.com as well. Scott Menser is down in Bluffton on the call for that game. As let's take a quick peek at that one. And Bluffton leading Prairie Heights 28-0. They just started the second quarter of that game, so that kind of tells you how fast we've been moving here. But I don't think actually that game started until 7:30. So in any case, Norwell leading here 28-0. We'll take another break. You are listening to the Ossian State Bank halftime show. Ossian State Bank has been your bank for over a century, with locations in downtown Ossian and on the north side of Bluffton. Thanks for joining us here on WellsCountyVoice.com. This is part of the Voice Sports Network.
Farms, an online meat market, has a heart for people and a focus to provide a variety of locally raised, 100% grass-fed or grain-fed beef, pork, and poultry. Their shopping experience is easy. Simply visit HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com, fill up your cart with high-quality, locally raised meats, and choose to have it delivered in an insulated box right to your front door. Or you can pick it up in Bluffton or Huntington. You can find recipes and cooking tips by following them on Facebook and Instagram. Begin cooking with confidence. Hoosier Creek Farms, high quality, locally raised meats. HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
Bluffton Tire, you know where they're located, across the street from Bummy's, right at the entrance to the 4-H park, has been serving Wells County for over 50 years. Bluffton Tire needs to be the first stop for brakes, struts, front-end alignment, and offers over 20 different brands of tires. Stop by and see Terry Jennis today or visit online at BlufftonTire.com for online specials and coupons. Bluffton Tire is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Hi, this is Kerry Jennis at Bluffton Tire, and we'll keep you going.
Ossian State Bank takes great pride in supporting our local football programs. We are the only community bank headquartered in Wells County. We've had the same name and downtown location for over 108 years. Ossian State Bank has given in excess of $1 million of contributions back to the community. We are locally owned and operated by many of your friends and neighbors. Stop in soon to see what makes Ossian State Bank special. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Soaring high above, exploring our planet. A professional timepiece designed to take flight. Citizen ProMaster. Go beyond.
Daniel's Jewelers on North Main Street in Bluffton, where personal service and trust become part of the memory.
You don't have to sit at your desktop to listen to games on the Voice Sports Network. Take the game wherever you go. There are multiple ways to tune in. On your laptop, your tablet, or even on your smartphone. Tune into games on the Voice Sports Network at work, in your car, or even at the game. Be sure to tell your friends and family, and thanks for choosing the Voice Sports Network.
It's time for my weekly dig at YouTube for not allowing us to use my bumper music that I so diligently worked on editing, but that's okay. In any case, that's how you get lead in right there, coming back out of a break. Thanks to Rob Connett for recording that commercial. Norwell leading Huntington North here at the half, 28-0. Bill, how'd they get there?
Well, they really got there by just running the ball. It was really simple on offense for Norwell. It just really got whatever they wanted on offense. As I got some stats for you here. Their rushing yards is 271 rushing yards on 27 attempts. That's an average of 10 yards a carry. They only had the pass attempt of that screen. They got him 12 yards. So
yeah, right, Braggy.
Yeah, so. Oh, they had the second one to Jace Chaney as well. kind of a little overthrown by Riley. But
well, normally I'd ask you for a more detailed explanation on the rushing attack, but tonight it's just been so simple.
Yeah.
That that you're kind of at a loss of words. I mean, Norwell has called this again. You're going back to the basics of the playbook with stuff like tonight, and Huntington North has given Norwell almost no resistance on the ground.
You got to think Huntington North's going to go into that halftime locker room and look at what adjustments they can make.
I think I got to try something different.
They didn't make any on-field adjustments, it seemed like, in the first half at all.
I mean, maybe one pass.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe you think, hey, they're going to make some adjustments in the second quarter, but no. I mean, even then, no adjustments were made. Norwell still was able to get whatever they wanted on offense, and then defense, like you mentioned earlier, like you're saying, with the Norwell defense can bend but not break, and that's what they did the first drive at least. And then after that, they just took total control, and all the momentum's in Norwell's favor. They know they're rolling on offense. They know they just need to get the ball in the offense's hands, and that's what the defense is really doing. So overall, great half for Norwell. And that was great for Huntington North, and only need a touchdown for Norwell is get to that 35-point mark and keep the clock rolling. Although the game's already flew by. So
yeah, no, this has not been a slow game to begin with. Now, again, remember the game we're watching tonight is Leo and Columbia City, and that actually brings me up to an interesting point because remember, Columbia City is charging for broadcast this year, so the next time you see one of our sponsors in town, make sure to let them know that you appreciate what they do because they're able to bring you this game for free and all 8 games that we've brought you here on Wells County Voice. It's a pleasure that the schedule's worked out for me to do this. This has been a blast of a season so far.
8 games already.
I know. The season's flown by. I mean, they always do in high school, but, it just seems like we started just a couple weeks ago, and, man, we were talking about Norwell turning the corner at East Noble. That was already a couple weeks ago. I mean, it's just crazy how fast time flies by, but Norwell has just really had no resistance from several defenses this year. You think about New Haven, who didn't give them hardly any trouble.
Yeah.
You think about DeKalb, who didn't give them any trouble.
Yep.
Belmont, Heritage, Jay County. Now, there's some teams in there that aren't very good. Those last 3 that I mentioned, which were 3 of their first 4 games, their first 3 wins were not real quality wins. So 3-1, you could say, nah, whatever. I mean, this is whatever. You got some wins against teams that were started out on a bad foot to the year, and one of them had to deal with COVID and all that. But then you get down into the nitty-gritty. You get into Week 5, Week 6, and they take down New Haven and, just came out and punched the Bulldogs in the mouth right from the start. We've talked about New Haven has this tendency sometimes. Sometimes in games they come out a little flat.
Yep.
They don't come ready to play, and Norwell took it to them in that first half, had a huge halftime lead.
Yeah.
And then, of course, New Haven gets just the 1 touchdown score in that second half, and that was it. East Noble, they get down in a huge hole, a 17-0 deficit on the road in Kendallville, and you're thinking, well, here we go again. And, I made the comment, which made me look really stupid, when I said, is the moment too big for Norwell? This is a team that has not been used to winning. Coach Gerber's done a great job of trying to build a winning culture here at Norwell. But even at a 6-1 record, he's still just 16-33, now just about to complete his 5th season here at the helm of this Norwell program. So, everything's still an uphill battle, and this is a group that is still not used to success. They've had a lot of it this year, but I think it'll be really interesting to see how that carries into tournament play because, again, Norwell, you never want to assume anything. You can't in the tournament.
Yeah.
We saw Norwell go to New Haven a bunch of years ago and beat them in a game that was Norwell didn't win any in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they were in some of those games, so it's not quite the same as a Heritage or a Maconaquah or a Northwestern.
Yep.
But similar kind of principle applies where you're going to be playing 2 teams that you are going to outmatch easily in the first 2 rounds of sectionals. But you got to make sure you stay focused and kind of not look forward to what could be Concordia. We expect it to be Concordia waiting on the other side of the bracket, but it could also very well be Peru or Oak Hill, who also have winning records. So, it's important for Norwell to stay focused here, as we work through the rest of the regular season. But, and I don't know, I'm sure it wasn't talked about in the locker room at halftime. That's a glorious part of this job, being on this side in the press box here. We know what's going on at Columbia City right now, and that is a tie ball game. Remember, to set up the scenario again for you, if Columbia City wins that game tonight, everybody has a loss in the Northeast States. So Leo would have a loss. Columbia City would have just 1 loss. and Norwell would have just one loss. So, Norwell would have they would control their own destiny, as you said. That would be the de facto conference championship game, as, barring some weird collapse, Leo will beat DeKalb next week. But then the winner of the Norwell-Columbia City would garner a share of that title if Leo is able to go down at the hands of Columbia City tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about the postseason a lot, but you really can't look past Columbia City. And I remember going back to my senior year in high school, as I say going back, as in it's a long ways away. It's only a couple years out, back in 18.
Thanks for making me feel old.
But I remember that Columbia City week, you go into that week already knowing your sectional opponent.
Yeah, it's funky how that works out in high school. You're right.
Yeah.
In football, just on the football side, because it's different in basketball when you only get the last 2 weeks, but you're not always playing the same teams. Used to be with Norwell, Columbia City was a possible section. Sometimes Norwell drew Columbia City. So when Norwell is still playing in 4A, which we talked about Huntington playing in 4A this year, and they're at Wayne here in a couple of weeks, but after hosting New Haven next week. But how do you kind of stay focused on that Columbia City game? Now, this year it has huge implications potentially for Norwell. But let's say Leo wins that game tonight, which they very well could. I mean, it's a tie game right now. If they win, Norwell cannot win a share of the conference next week. I guess the chance exists, but Leo's not going to lose to DeKalb. We've seen both teams, and Leo's way, way better. So what do you do? How do you stay focused? You're sitting at 7-1 after the win tonight, but you don't have a chance to win the conference next week.
Well, I think you just look at it as simple as, hey, we want our only loss to be to the good Leo team. We know Columbia City's good as they're hanging with Leo right now, but hey, that would be another good win against Columbia City to finish out the season. And you have weaker opponents the next 2 weeks, or the next week in a sectional game. So, I mean, you don't necessarily – it's kind of hard to go all out in your last game knowing, hey, you get an injury or you're going into the tournament. But like I said, you really cannot look past Columbia City, as finishing second as opposed to third in the conference would be huge.
Right, so we just got an update there as it was a 31-yard touchdown run from Ethan Crawford. So Leo has retaken the lead 14-7 early in that third quarter. Amazingly, they're ahead of this game tonight. Now, remember, that's a Leo team that likes to run the ball on basically every down as well, so that's not all that surprising. And we had a really long halftime here. But in any case, we're just about set for this third quarter. Norwell is on top of Huntington North, 28-0. A gorgeous evening, a little bit of a breeze out of the south. We're in the low to mid-70s. Perfect night for high school football. Unusual that it's this warm this late in the year. But again, next week looks pretty good as well. It'll be back towards normal conditions as far as temperatures, but I think we're going to be in good shape as far as staying out of the rain, and that's important. We haven't had a drop of rain really during football. Had the Heritage game that was humid and it rained before the game, but then once kickoff came around, the rain stopped and we were able to get that game in without any real weather problems other than the humidity. Huntington North starts the third quarter with the football. If Norwell is able to get a touchdown first, and of course an extra point, they will ensure their winning clock for the remainder of this one. Josh Scott is on, and Zach Hubbard is back there to receive for Huntington North, who's had a couple of decent returns tonight. This time Lawson Shear will give it a go from inside the 15. He is wrapped up and down near about the 28-yard line at the sideline. So Norwell will pin Columbia City back into decent field position, and so we'll see what Norwell's defense can do. But other than that first drive, showed a whole lot of promise and really locked down in that first half.
Yeah, like I said, pregame in the first quarter is they really just started controlling the line of scrimmage, and that dictates what Huntington North can do. As we said, they're run heavy offenses, and as you saw in the first half, so if Norwell's controlling the line of scrimmage on the defensive side of the ball, then it limits what Huntington North can do.
Pleasure to be with you tonight. Got to get my weekly quote in to Steve Garza and family who are watching tonight. Handoff on the first play of this third quarter. And if you're just joining us, this is what Huntington North does. They do not throw the ball a lot at all. Garrett Johnson got the call on first down and got about 2. But Huntington does not open that playbook all that much. We saw him, again, not a whole lot of creativity, frankly, on either side of the football from Norwell either tonight, because they just haven't had to. We've seen him run one reverse. Here comes a sweep to the outside, and Zach Hubbard loses the football. The ball is fought for. I think Huntington fell back on top of it. They did, but they lose a few yards, and it backs them up, and they'll play behind the sticks on 3rd and long.
Zach Hubbard, the ball carrier.
Great job again by Rinkenberger there, is just stringing that out. Read the sweep right away, saw the guy in motion, and pretty much met him face to face, string it out, and made him make a cut back into the inside, into the teeth of the Norwell defense, where his teammates were there to help him out.
Bo Morgan got his 2nd interception of the season very late in that first half, and didn't really have a big impact on things other than the fact it kept Huntington out of the end zone. 3rd and long. Johnson is on the run, chucks it deep, out of the reach of everybody. He was looking for Zach Hubbard, defended by Bo Morgan. He overthrew them all. And, boy, the Viking faithful have been a little restless down there tonight. We've said that a couple times now.
Yeah,
but there's some grumblings down there.
I don't blame them. It's kind of, for a Vikings fan, it's really hard to watch tonight. They're not.
Again, they're not used to getting blown out. We said that.
Exactly.
Got dominated a little bit on the road last week, but this is a team that has lost they've lost twice at home. They are 1-2 coming into tonight, and now we've got a scramble for it. Boy, and Huntington got it. So it's Norwell's first mistake of the night.
That's a tough mistake to make, and that's already good field position. I think that's probably a better decision for Isaiah to make, to just let that ball bounce, especially in grass. The ball's not going to roll 20 yards like it would maybe on turf, and it wasn't like a rugby kick either. It's kind of a high kick, but
that's really the only thing you don't want to do if you're Norwell, is give Huntington any sense of momentum, because you haven't reached the running clock mark. And, their offense is essentially running clock, but, this keeps them in the ball game. It's not quite done yet. You've got to lock down. Now you've got to keep your defense on the field and make another stop. There was a hard count. Aiden Dennis gets the carry on 1st down. Shoestring tackle made by Zach Christensen for the Knights. 3 yards on 1st down.
Like you said, give Huntington North any type of momentum is the opposite of what you want to do. But, hey, look for the Norwell defense to rebound and make a big play.
Quick to the line, little deception that time. Zach Hubbard, the ball carrier. Nothing there as Joel Rinkenberger pressing through the line to get the tackle. They might give him a half a yard, so it sets up 3rd down and a long 6.
Great job by Rinkenberger. He's had a big game tonight.
Yeah, he has.
And that's key. You need him to have a big game, especially against good running offense like this.
Rink leads the team in tackles, now over 50. That shovel pass did not work, as Max Ringer was all over it here on the near side. Rink in on the tackle again. Yeah, at this point, I think you do go for it. So we've got about 4th and 6, and they'll come out of the shotgun as Johnson takes the snap, 3-receiver set. It's a throw over the middle. It's batted and incomplete. So Norwell miscues and turns it over, which, by the way, that was Norwell's 5th turnover of the season in 8 games. They were plus 15 in the turnover margin. Remember, this is a team that turned it over 24 times last year. They were -7 in that turnover margin. So you want to talk about maybe the biggest stat from the season so far, I think it's that turnover margin.
Yeah, and it keeps you in games. It keeps your momentum rolling. Turnovers, as we see, can be a big momentum builder for other teams. So.
Yeah, and the takeaways, they've already had more than they had all of last year. Ringer gets the ball on 1st down. Really not a ton there. Gets about a yard on 1st down, stretched out to the outside. And number 10 for Huntington North making the tackle. Aiden Rabb in there. So back to the point about turnovers. Norwell has just the success they've had, not only in takeaways, but taking care of the football. Riley's only thrown 2 picks all season as opposed to 12 touchdown passes. So it's as good a ratio as you're going to get from a high school quarterback. There's a boot that time from Riley to Breggy. Breggy fighting for that 1st down. The ball comes out at the end. Now, was the whistle blown before?
He's calling him down.
Oh, boy, the Huntington fans can't believe it. And I think they ruled that his forward progress was stopped. And, well, I'm surprised they marked him short of that first down.
Well, I don't know. He's going to be right at it. They might measure this. Nope.
Oh.
Wow.
I kind of wanted back. Well, remember, we don't have hash marks here in the middle of the field tonight, so.
I wanted to measure, man.
It's 3rd and ½ a yard. Now, that could have been big, but, and the Huntington fans kind of came alive below us there as everybody wanted that turnover. It would have been 2 turnovers in just 3 plays
Both
for Norwell.
by Breggy there.
Right. He was really fighting for that first down yardage, but Ringer will get it easily as he falls forward to the 45. So Norwell moves along and moves the chains. Just over 8 minutes left in this third quarter. Norwell on top, 28-0. This game hasn't been close, really, at all. But Huntington has shown a little fight in this second half. I think they've come out with a little bit of energy here. They really looked exhausted going into halftime. You know, they just kind of looked like they needed a bit of a breather. Got to watch the homecoming festivities.
Yeah, they got a breather there.
Ringer back there with Riley, who comes under center this time. Riley, a big drop, floats one down the middle. Bo Morgan, and he never got his eyes on it, and it was overthrown anyway, so it's 2nd and 10. That's only what? The third attempt? So Norwell's fourth attempt? Right, so what? 1 for 4 on the night? So the stats aren't going to look good for Riley. But hey, I get 2 for 4. I take that back, 2 for 4. So again, stats aren't going to look good for Riley tonight, but I don't think he really cares. Norwell's on top 28-0, and he has played his role tonight. He's had some design keepers. Had a lot of those in the first half.
That's the thing about it. That's the thing about a good team is they all know their roles.
Riley slips a tackle, cuts it back to the middle, runs outside the number, stays in bounds near the 40-yard line. That's a pretty good run as he picks up 5 and gets Norwell into a 3rd and manageable situation. That's actually one of the weaknesses of this team. They've only converted 35% of 3rd downs have Norwell. So that's a stat to improve on offensively. And we'll see if they can get that done here tonight. You know, you're always looking for things to improve your game, and not only in a blowout, but as we're in the home stretch of the season, of the regular season anyway, and you're prepping yourself for tournament play, Norwell's got to find a way to convert better on 3rd down and more often. Ringer not getting anything. Falls forward for maybe half a yard, and I would assume Norwell would punt here. You don't want to get crazy.
Yeah. Don't really need to get crazy. Yes.
No.
We're obviously hoping for the 35-point mark up here, but with the way these teams run the ball,
it don't matter.
It really doesn't matter at all, especially with how fast the first half went.
Right. So neither team has reached the scoreboard here in this third quarter. Almost halfway through, Norwell leading Huntington North 28-0. And Eli Riley is back to punt again. Riley averaging 35 on the year. It's a fake. He throws it, and it's caught in space by Isaiah Breggy, who drags a tackler to the 5. There's a penalty marker all the way back near the line of scrimmage. And so we'll see what the penalty's for. But the officials are coming back. And we'll see. Bud Wolf is the white hat tonight and making the call.
Somebody may take off too early here.
Yeah. Well, they're bringing it. Well, couldn't have been that. Yeah, it is formation, so we couldn't quite hear the explanation. Guessing somebody was covered up. That couldn't have been. That would be my guess. And so the fake was successful, but now I assume they'll punt. Now it's 4th and 10.
The ball is now at the 44-yard line. 4th and 9.
We've had all kinds of fun here tonight. Stuart McCabe is in for the Knights on special teams. Again, Riley, 34-yard average. That was a beautifully ran fake, but it wasn't legal. Now he rolls to his right and boots it away. Rugby-style kick. Bounces inside the 10, down towards the 1, and it's downed at the 1. Bo Morgan down there on the coverage. Beautifully placed 44-yard punt for Riley.
It was really nice, but I'm sure Norwell would like to have that fake punt back. As we've mentioned, they could easily faked early in the season multiple times. That's the first fake we've seen.
And that was a true fake. That wasn't a read fake. That was just a fake.
Yep, that was just a fake call. And, I mean, Isaiah was wide open. It wasn't covered up at all.
It's a good spot for a fake, too. I mean, it's 28-0, yes, but as far as positioning on the field, that was a good spot and a good place to run a fake. Huntington's offense a little late getting onto the field. Bud Wolf wound the play clock, so they're going to have to sprint to the line of scrimmage. Boy, they're really lackadaisical getting out there.
I mean, it wasn't a score or anything.
No, we're down to 10 now.
Simple change of possession. He's going to have to call a timeout here. They're not. Maybe not. They might get it off.
Bob Prescott's letting it go. Now that they're ready, I think they're going to get it off. They don't.
Nope.
Jeez.
Don't get it off.
Well, we saw that coming 30 seconds ago. But it doesn't do anything. Again, that's got to be the thinking too for Bob Prescott. It backs him up about 18 inches. So, I mean,
half the distance to the goal line.
I think he realizes that. So 1st and 10 now on the 1.5 foot line.
Still 1st and 10.
Reed Johnson's coming out of the shotgun this time. Garrett Johnson. This could be a hold in the end zone. This could be a safety, as there's a penalty marker down well into the end zone. If this is a hold, this is going to go down as a deuce for the Knights.
There is a penalty on the play.
Yeah, I think that's what's the Joel Rinkenberger's signifying that. This could be a safety. Norwell defense is clapping, and we'll get the call from Bud Wolf. It is a hold, and so Norwell gets a deuce. It's 30-0.
Holding in the end zone. That is a safety for Norwell.
Wow.
How about
that's
that?
Something you don't see every day.
What is that? Is that 3 safeties for Norwell this year? Is that right?
I'm not sure on that one. Maybe.
Have to get back. Maybe I'm crossing years here.
I think you're crossing. I think I am crossing years. There was 2 last year. I think that's the first one of the year.
Well, the 20-year-old age is showing. So Huntington will have a free kick from the 20-yard line. Speaking of 20s, 5:38 left in this third quarter. It's 30-0 Norwell. Now a touchdown, even without an extra point, puts them in. Boy, that's really bad.
Well, I was dumbfounded. I was like, wait a second, I don't think there's been one all year.
Well, whatever.
That's all right.
You know, I print these extravagant stat sheets, and I just decide not to use them in spots like that, and then it makes me look like a moron. So it is what it is. I mean, hey, it's live broadcasting. So,
well, in high school, you can place it.
Oh, yeah. You can place it anytime. Aiden Dennis is going to boot it away off the tee. Dennis is the kickoff man. So it's just a de facto backed-up kickoff here. Dennis has it away. This is a good end-over-end spinning kick to the 30, and it's dropped. I think that's Aiden Kuntz again, who gets out of a tackle. Kuntz needs to protect the football, and he's drugged down at the 42. Return of 12 yards for Aiden Kuntz. So good field position for the Knights.
Seen some careless mistakes here by the Knights. I feel like they need to
kind of getting lackadaisical.
Yeah. That's not good to see. We haven't really seen that a lot when they're up big.
We've seen the silly penalties, but we haven't seen like a downtick in staying focused.
Energy.
We're in Game 8. We're getting late into the season. Yep. You talked about it. Sectional draw. You're looking at Heritage. You're looking at, really your eyes are on whoever it's going to be in the championship. But, again, you just can't assume that stuff. So I think maybe that's showing through a little bit here tonight. Riley, the snap. Design keeper now, he decides to plant his foot and throw it. Bo Morgan on a go route, incomplete. Morgan just out of his reach. Riley hasn't quite found his mark tonight. Now, granted, he's only thrown it 5 times, and they've really all been for big hitters other than the screen to Braggy. But that, again, he's overthrown his receivers by just a step or 2 tonight.
Yeah, he really has, and I think that's where Norwell is going to miss Luke Graff, because he's the big.
Good point. He can run under that stuff.
Yeah, he's a big deep ball threat. He's got a lot of speed, great athlete.
Riley has over 430 receiving yards, 62 a game, 20 yards a catch, 7 touchdowns on the season on just 22 catches. We got a penalty here. So this will back Norwell up 5.
There is a penalty on this play.
It's going to be a wide out Bill Morgan, I think, is the false start. That's tough when you get a false start on a wide out. But trying to get a head start. Hasn't had many attempts on a passing play, so.
Right. So behind the sticks again, 2nd and 15. Again, Norwell's gotten a little careless here in this third quarter. This game is not really in jeopardy at all, but, you know, you wonder about this kind of stuff as we'll continue to get you updates on that Leo game as much as we can. Again, that's false start again.
Yep.
And again, well, nothing captures it better than that.
And this is what I'm talking about, getting lackadaisical. Norwell's got to focus right now.
I think you might, consider putting a couple subs in at this point. And, well, there goes one as Miles Babcock comes off the field.
2nd and 20
so,
the 32-yard line.
Just got an update. Leo still leading 14-7 now at the end of the third quarter. So, assuming that game doesn't go to overtime, we think that'll finish before this one.
Wow.
And so we'll know the outcome potentially of what the conference is going to pretty much be, barring a huge upset next week with Leo. Drops it off to Breggy. This play hasn't worked a lot for Norwell. It didn't work a couple times when they ran it last week, but that was a big game. They got back all those penalty yards and then an additional 6 as Breggy gets all the way out to the 48-yard line to set up 3rd down and a manageable 4.
Yeah, that was a great job. Great play call there. I think North's been pretty much bringing the house to try to stop that first half rushing attack that Norwell brought to them.
And we noted, that's at this point, that's really your only option. You just got to try to shut it down and force Norwell to beat you a different way.
Yeah, that was a great screen call. It's something you call when defense is blitzing a lot.
Riley to his right, plants his foot, throws outside. Morgan slipped, and I think he's okay. He kind of reached for that right leg, and look, we know that Morgan has had issues with that right leg. He's got that leg brace on. Little moment there with Aiden Dennis. Of course, those two know each other pretty well. Played baseball for a long time together. And so Norwell will punt again here.
Can't quite get to that 35 mark.
No. Happy to be bringing you this game live here with video on Wells County Voice. We've done that for all but one game, and that was due to IHSA regulations. Huntington North has a terrific broadcasting program here. As Riley runs a fake, gets up the middle, gets the first down. Norwell runs back-to-back fake punts. One of them was called back for a penalty. This time was more of the read decision by Riley, who tucked it and ran it and got to the 44.
That was smart. At first, I didn't think he was going to get it. But nevertheless, never doubt Eli Riley, as anytime I have this season, he's turned out to make the play. So,
1st and 10 for Norwell.
In any case, Huntington has one of the more illustrious broadcasting programs here. Has the state's second oldest high school radio station in WVSH. The guys downstairs doing a terrific job, as they always do. And also live streamed as well. Great program here at Huntington. Riley throws to Breggy. That was probably pass interference. Thought he might have been there early. In any case, it falls incomplete. Keegan Landrum, the linebacker, in on the coverage. But it's always great to see fellow students downstairs here at Huntington. They're a dedicated group. Always made the trip to Norwell. Always had fun talking to those guys when I was at Norwell. It's 2nd and 10 here after the incomplete pass from Riley. This game has really hit a wall.
Yeah, Norwell's been passing more and not really completing a whole bunch.
Riley, big drop. They bring the house, and again, same play as Breggy gets the ball and takes a defender with him. And, man, just bowls his way down to the 31-yard line as Gavin Price was tackled by Breggy as he gets down to the 31. 13-yard pitch and catch.
Another first down, making it look easy. As looks like to us they're just allowing the D lineman to get in, but that's what that play is designed to do. That screen, the D lineman worked to get downfield. Of course, a pass behind the line of scrimmage, the offensive linemen are allowed to get downfield. So.
They had 3 guys that got right in between them there. And we're chasing Riley. It's a pitch this time to Max Ringer, who loses the football. Apparently he was ruled down as well. That was close again. But that one looked a little less close than the last one with Breggy. Norwell has had some ball security issues, and if that's Max Ringer, that spells bad news for the Knights. And based on who's standing on the field right now, I think that's exactly who it is. We'll find out, and we'll tell you more when we come back, but a potentially concerning moment for Knights fans here on WellsCountyVoice.com.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic in Bluffton. My goal with chiropractic treatment is to make you feel and function better by providing neurostructural corrections to help put your spine back into alignment, to strengthen your nerve system, and to relieve nerve pain. We strive to help you heal and stay healthy for years to come. Our full-service chiropractic team in Bluffton provides corrective exercises, lifestyle advice, along with spinal and postural screenings.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nick Altair, and I'm proud to join the team here at Corrective Chiropractic. Our goal is to figure out what is causing your pain and restore movement to the optimal level. From infants to older adults, chiropractic is a safe way to manage growing pains and other body trauma. Did you know that chiropractic care can strengthen your overall...
All right, back here at Kriegbaum Field, a pass behind the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Bragi gets tackled. Norwell tried to hustle to the line and get that play off, and they did, but they didn't succeed in catching the Vikings off guard. It is Max Ringer who is injured, and he is being attended to on the sideline and away from the rest of the team at this point. And if that is, a big-time injury, that could really hurt Norwell down the stretch of the season.
Yeah, he's not moving his right arm.
Yeah, we've talked about issues with him before with that. Yeah,
maybe a
he's really
shoulder.
Holding that right arm pretty stiff. Again, you don't want to speculate as we're not medical professionals. Riley on 3rd down and 6. Design keeper got a block from Aiden Kuntz and gets the first down. And he loses the football, and Huntington has jumped on it. So the second Norwell turnover here in this third quarter, as Riley had the first down, but the Knights have gotten careless with the football here in this second half.
Like I said, they just really need to focus in. That's something we don't see Riley do often at all.
No.
And so
Well, Huntington takes over on their own 17-yard line. Max Ringer is being walked off here on the Huntington sideline. Norwell locker room, of course, is underneath us here at Kriegbaum Field. But a concerning sight to see. He's being walked off. Athletic trainer Emily Hopkins, I'm sure will take good care of him. Emily has done a great job here at Norwell this year. 1st and 10 for Huntington on the 17. Snap back for Johnson. Throws a deep ball. He was testing out Klein Neuenschwander at the corner. How about that? And it was incomplete, intended for Zach Hubbard.
Great coverage there by Neuenschwander. He was actually behind the receiver. Almost came up with an interception, kind of off his hands. Good coverage there.
Neuenschwander's been in the game on a number of snaps tonight. He's actually set up at the receiver position and in the slot a couple of times. 2nd and 10 now. Well, so much for this game moving fast. This third quarter has been one of the longer ones Norwell's had this year, and I'm sure one of the longer ones that Huntington has had. Counter. Hubbard up the middle. Has some space. Has the first down. Zach Hubbard with one of Huntington's best runs of the night. A pickup of 12 out to the 30-yard line. And Huntington moves the chains after being stopped by Leighton Bailey.
You look at that Ringer injury and you think, hey, if Norwell gets stopped, come out like they did, then they end up scoring and get that 35-point mark right away. You think maybe JV guys in at that point, and maybe that injury doesn't happen or something like that. So if Norwell maybe would have came out focused, and these are all ifs, but hey, you come out focused, and instead of just saying they were up 28-0, like maybe the outcome's a little different. I mean, you just got to stay focused, and that's something we haven't seen them do really all year is lose focus.
Yeah, that's a good point. This has been a little bit of an interesting test case. Garrett Johnson picked up 8 on first down, another counter to Hubbard, and he's got the first down. Counter has worked the last couple of plays for HN. Out to the 43, a pickup of 5, and another first down for the Vikings. Do have an update again as Leo has extended their lead 21-7 on a keeper run from Jackson Barber. And so they're on the verge of putting that game away and all but wrapping up a Northeast State Conference title alone. Huntington, or Leo rather, has lost just one game, and that was to a ranked team in 4A. That was at home in a picked-up game. I think Josh Gerber called a timeout. Yep, they have. And so with 48 seconds left in this third quarter, let's take a quick break and return here on WellsCountyVoice.com.
We're here at Craigville Appliance. We just wanted to say to all the fall athletes, good luck on this season. Be safe, be strong, compete to the highest level. Always practice good sportsmanship. If moms and dads, I know it's time, washer and dryer season, we'll take care of you here at Craigville Appliance. We can deliver it, install it, no big deal here at Craigville Appliance. Good luck, have a great season, compete to the highest level.
Back here at Kriegbaum Field here in Huntington, Max Ringer has returned to the field to a rousing ovation from the Norwell faithful. And, you know, I highly doubt we'll see him come back into this game tonight. But he definitely sprinted across. We know the Ringer bunch is a tough group of guys. But
yeah, I wouldn't be we just really shocked if I see him in this game again. But
well, it doesn't make sense to use him. It's 30-0.
Yeah.
I mean, there's under no circumstance should he really come back into this game, in my opinion. Johnson the snap. Ooh, they ran into each other. Johnson kept it on a broken play. Ball might have come out there towards the end. Johnson held on. Picked up 4. Second down and 6. They do have to snap it one more time here in this third quarter. Huntington's been quick to the line, though, all night, so that's not really been an issue. Trying to get across the Norwell side of the field again here. That's Garrett Johnson, who spins forward down to the 49 and into Knights territory. It brings up third down and a deuce, but not before the end of the third quarter. So that'll wrap things up. The only score in that third quarter was a safety by Norwell. We'll return with our final quarter of play. Knights up 30-0 on The Voice.
Farms, an online meat market, has a heart for people and a focus to provide a variety of locally raised, 100% grass-fed or grain-fed beef, pork, and poultry. Their shopping experience is easy. Simply visit HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com, fill up your cart with high-quality, locally raised meats, and choose to have it delivered in an insulated box right to your front door. Or you can pick it up in Bluffton or Huntington. You can find recipes and cooking tips by following them on Facebook and Instagram. Begin cooking with confidence. Hoosier Creek Farms, high quality, locally raised meats. HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com.
Bluffton Tire, you know where they're located, across the street from Bummy's, right at the entrance to the 4-H park, has been serving Wells County for over 50 years. Bluffton Tire needs to be the first stop for brakes, struts, front-end alignment, and offers over 20 different brands of tires. Stop by and see Carrie Jennis today or visit online at BlufftonTire.com for online specials and coupons. Bluffton Tire is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. Hi, this is Carrie Jennis at Bluffton Tire, and we'll keep you going.
Third down and a pair for Huntington North coming out of the third quarter break, just across midfield. And Hubbard gets the carry, gonna be close. Rinkenberger the tackle from behind. They stop the clock. So it's going to be close. This might require a measurement. No, they're actually just gonna move the chains. So they give Huntington the benefit of the doubt. They move along. And so the Vikings get the 2 yards necessary to get that first down.
Game 2 on the play for a Viking first down at the 47-yard line of Norwell.
Garrett Johnson wrapped up, thrown down by Breggy. No gain on the play. It's turned into a defensive struggle here in this second half.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, not a lot of offense in the second half.
There hasn't been any offensive scores, just the safety on a hold in the end zone. It's been the only score. Huntington has not had it real close to Norwell really, well, they haven't had it across the 30-yard line all night long. That was back on their first drive of the game. Hubbard extended, loses the football, and he jumps back on it. Really good awareness by Zach Hubbard to reach out with that right arm and corral it. I mean, he lost 5 yards, but it's better than Norwell getting it on the Viking side of the field. So Hubbard doing a good job of jumping back on it, but it sets up 3rd down and long for Huntington.
3rd and long for Huntington, and we saw in the first half that they struggled with this. I expect them to continue to struggle with it as well. As Norwell's getting really good pressure on quarterback here, especially on 3rd and long when they know he's passing the ball.
Reed Johnson the snap. Had a little trouble, bobbled it. Rolls to his right, throws it right, and a leaping grab is made inbounds by Jackson Holzinger, who's still on his feet across the 30. They pick up the 3rd down and long, and Isaiah Braggy finished him off, but a big play for Huntington, one of their biggest plays of the night.
And Norwell defender in there, I mean, he was in good position.
It was Bo Morgan.
Yeah, just not quite tall enough to get a hand on that ball. Good ball by the quarterback there.
Holzinger made a really nice leaping grab there to move the ball into Norwell territory again. There's a slant route, and it's caught. Still on his feet. Down to the 25-yard line. And so Huntington trying to get on the board for the first time tonight. Again, field goal wouldn't really do any good at this point anyway, but they don't have that option. They don't have that luxury that Norwell does. And you're also kicking on grass here, which does make a difference in your range.
A gain of 4 to the 25-yard line.
Although we saw De Leon make his longest field goal at Belmont this year, which is the only other grass surface that Norwell's played on. And they'll play again on turf next week when they return home to take on Columbia City. That was Dennis, I think, tracked down from behind by Braggy, who's racking up the tackles here in this second half. Down near the 20, late penalty marker comes in.
Oh, no.
There is a penalty on this play.
And I think it's on Norwell. Bud Wolf will let us know. Yep. Unsportsmanlike on Norwell again.
And it's Zach Christensen again, second one.
No words. I can't imagine a scenario where he plays in this fourth quarter. And if he does,
he's just going
to question
he's just going to continue to have unsportsmanlike conduct.
Look, Dennis inside the 10. He's still on his feet, down to the 2. And Norwell is really struggling as the clock stops again for some reason. I don't know what that was for. The clock never did stop, but the umpire signaled to stop the clock. Actually, they gave it all the way down to the 1. Johnson, the handoff. Dennis didn't make it. And so it's 3rd and short. So Norwell trying to make a goal line stand here.
Tackled by Norwell 66, Quinn Dryban.
I mean, Huntington North's going hurry up, but man, it might come back to bite them. Watch for a counter here.
Yeah, that's been successful in this drive. Dennis leaps into the end zone. Aiden Dennis gets Huntington North on the board.
24, Aiden Dennis with the 1-yard Viking touchdown run.
I really don't have much to say. I mean, the penalty just put
that's
him
your
right
job.
at the 10-yard line.
That's your job. You're supposed to say stuff.
It's tough to, I mean, like you said, it's tough.
8:16 to go here in this fourth quarter. Norwell has left a lot to be desired as Huntington is trying to set up in formation and make Norwell make sure that they're all on the same page. They chase him back. I assume they'll try the PAT. Garrett Sloan is the man to... Oh, actually, it's not Garrett Sloan. Or maybe it is. Number 10. They don't have a 10 on the roster. I'm assuming that's Garrett Sloan.
10, Garrett Sloan's extra point kick is good.
So Sloan makes it a 30-7 game. Huntington North gets on the board. Sloan now 24 for 27 on PATs this year. And so Huntington is finally able to get it into the end zone. And Coach Josh Gerber's talking to Bud Wolf. You know, and this is what I said at the beginning, and I'll kind of keep it brief because I feel like I go on and on about it every single game. But early in the season, when Norwell was getting these penalties, again, in that Leo game, you thought things didn't go your way. Norwell felt, obviously, the officiating didn't go their way. And they had 2 penalties on the same play, had a couple unsportsmanlike after that. And it was a game where they were trailing. After that, at what point in the season do you say, well, it's time to stop blaming it on officials because, you know, not every official is going to hose you with an unsportsmanlike every single week. And I think that's the situation that maybe Norwell feels like they're in. And maybe there's been some light ticky-tack stuff. But you got to realize when you're crossing the line, and if you haven't figured out where the line is at this point, you never are. Well, because you're now in week 8, and if you have not learned where the line is with high school officials, as an experienced player, especially, and this is just an example for Christensen that's played basically every snap this year. If you haven't learned where that is, that's a problem and an issue, and it's going to come back to bite. We've said it all year long. It came back to bite him in that Leo game, as that one sails into the end zone for a touchback. It came back to bite him in the Leo game, and, of course, they've won every game since then. But at some point in the tournament, you're going to have a critical penalty like that, and it might end your season.
That's right. I mean, that's true. And you said you don't really want to harp on it each week, but the fact that
I say that, but I do.
But listen, the fact that you even get the chance to harp on it because it just keeps happening.
Right. We're not flashing back 3 weeks and recapping what happened 3 weeks ago. I mean, this is happening. This is a regular occurrence every single Friday for this Norwell team. Riley lines up under center. 30-7 Norwell lead with 8:16 to go. Oh, and Kuntz actually held on to the football. He bounced it up to himself and fumbled it twice without it ever touching the ground. Got all the way out to the 35. That has been a huge issue with Aiden Kuntz, is ball security. And it was on display there. But he was fortunate, and now he'll come off for a play as Coach Gerber gives him a smack on the back there. Kuntz will probably watch a play or two from the sideline after that. And I think it's Drew Ringer in the backfield now for Norwell.
Yep.
Good to see him again. And we'll be seeing, he is the future of this Norwell rushing attack. And John Colbert. Ringer is stopped after no gain. Might have lost a yard.
One thing I want to see right now is just Norwell really just march the field. That's just be a big key right now for Norwell. Just march and control the clock and really just drain it down.
So, at last check, Leo was still up 21-7. Also at the end of 3 from the Northeast 8. East Noble leading New Haven 24-7. It's a bit of a surprising score. Riley lost his footing, now cuts it back, reverses field, gets back to the inside, just trying to find something. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe another half a yard. 3rd down and long.
Eli Riley keeps the ball for the Knights.
So it's 30-7. This game hasn't been in jeopardy really all night. And we were talking about how dominating it was in the first half.
Yep.
But this second half, well, Norwell's getting beat 7-2, first of all, in the second half. And I know you can't always compare that. I mean, you want to win the quarter and stuff, and that's fine. But, there's a lot of things that Norwell has to improve on going forward. There's a counter to Breggy on 3rd and long, and they only get a yard, maybe 2. It's a little punt again.
8, Isaiah Breggy is the ball.
It's going to go down as one of the few halves, other than the Leo game, that Norwell has not scored a touchdown if they don't here in this second half.
Wow. Tackle made by the Vikings. 58, Noah Denny.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken,
gain of 3 to the 39-yard line.
Other than maybe that Heritage game.
4th and 7.
Have to go back and look. But I think Heritage might have been 35-0 at the break. So we never did get to the running clock. 30-7. We're inside of 6 minutes to go. Eli Riley's back there to punt again. He's had a lot of action here in the second half. Norwell's actually run a pair of fakes on punts. One of them was called back for a penalty. Josh Gerber runs the play clock down and calls a timeout. And so while he does that, we'll take another short break and return on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255.
Welcome back to Kriegbaum Field. Inside of 6 minutes left as Norwell's on to punt here. Interesting tidbit here about Kriegbaum Field, as they were involved in a legal dispute last spring. Goes back to January of 2019 about the rightful owners of the land. And a judge ruled that it is Huntington North's, the corporations, to deal with. So whatever might happen. They did agree to keep the Kriegbaum name on the field no matter where that might move. So that's worth noting. Zach Hubbard picks it up at the 22 on this punt return and can't be taken down. Finally is taken down. And so Huntington North will start back at their own 24-yard line, 26-yard line, rather.
The punt, tackled by the Knights 61, Tyler Luther.
Looks like varsity defense trying back out on the field for Norwell.
That's good for to get reps.
First and 10 for the
but you're up 23 with under 6 minutes to go. Hey, I'm just a broadcaster, so I don't know these things. But, you know, I get paid $83,000 a week to have opinions on this stuff. So take them for what they're worth. Pass is caught near the 30 and then blown up by Eli Riley and Blake Hafley. That was Jackson Holzinger, I think, on the catch.
Pass is complete from 5. Reed Johnson to 8. Jackson Holzinger. The stop made
they picked up just 2.
9,
Second down and 8.
Eli Riley.
Bo, what's your message to the team after this game, to Norwell, if you're head coach Josh Gerber?
I mean, I say good win, first off.
Yep.
I think the offensive defensive line really set the tone, and that's what you want each game. But second half, you just gotta. I don't think Coach Gerber's going to be too happy about the way they're. Maybe not by the way they performed, but by the way they were.
Right.
The focus they lost in the second half, the fumbles.
The
penalties,
ball security was a problem.
The penalties, and like you said, I mean, only 5 or 6 turnovers this season, and then I think the ball's been on the ground 3 times in the second half, just from silly mistakes. So I think he's going to be highly disappointed in the focus that the Norwell team's brought out in the second half.
Yeah, that's a good point. Inside of 5 to go. 3rd down and long. He airs it out towards the middle of the field. Holzinger and Klein Neuenschwander battled for it, but it fell incomplete. Lawson Shearer was actually in the area, almost caught that on the deflection. And Huntington North will now punt it back to Norwell.
Klein Neuenschwander. 4th and 8 from the 29-yard line.
Just over 4.5 minutes left. Look for Norwell to just run the ball, pick up a couple first downs, and
so
I'd be surprised if the varsity offense was still in.
There it is, the final. Leo beating Columbia City 21-7. So this game now means nothing as long as Leo can take care of business against DeKalb next week. And so Leo has clinched a share. They are Northeast State champions. No matter what happens, if they lose or not next week, they've got at least a share, and they're going to be getting hardware. But unless DeKalb is able to pull a stunningly massive upset, Norwell is likely to finish 2nd or 3rd in the conference, depending on that game next week. Columbia City now has 2 losses. Norwell with still just 1, and that being obviously to the undefeated, at this point, champion of the Northeast State, Leo. So under 4.5 to go in this one. This is stretched down into a lengthy second half for Norwell that's been beriddled by penalties. But they still do lead by 23. And ball security issues. Aiden Kuntz rips off a big run, gets across midfield.
The Knights 21, Aiden Kuntz is
that was a little better ball security on that one. Had both arms wrapped around it the entire run.
But hey, if he has to do that in order to secure the ball, do it.
Still had a good run.
Mean, as we've talked about Aiden earlier in the season, good returner when he has ball security, but hey, a big thing when you're returning punts and kickoffs is you got to catch the football, and that's huge. So
Kuntz stays in the game. Jace Cheney out here to the near side, but I imagine Norwell will keep it on the ground for the remainder of this one. Kuntz gets pushed back that time, in about a half a yard. So we tick towards the final moments here. Norwell is putting the finishing touches on a 30-7 win, but it wasn't all that pretty in the second half. Now, I will say, you've really turned the corner as a program if you can start complaining about 23-point wins on the road in conference. I mean, really. I mean, think about how far Norwell's come in just 1 year from that. Norwell did not win any close games, essentially, last year. They lost a lot of one-score games. You think about DeKalb, you think about Columbia City in the last couple weeks of the season. Some heartbreaking losses in there.
Yep.
You lose 13-9 to DeKalb. You lose on a field goal from 40-plus to Columbia City on the road. So, and then you lose by 3 in the sectional to Concordia. So, Norwell had a lot of close losses at the end of the season. I think it left them hungry. They returned basically everybody from last year. And, now they're going to be 7-1. And, yeah, it's been sloppy at times, but putting the whole thing in perspective here, Norwell has just one loss all season long. As Riley tried to sneak, and it didn't really go anywhere. So 4th down and about 5.
So Norwell probably
go for it, yeah. Punt doesn't really do anything at this point.
Might just run the clock down and call timeout here.
Yeah, it doesn't look enthusiastic like they're going to get to the line and run a play. We're inching towards 2 minutes. And Gerber has just one timeout left, and I think he's going to use it. As he'll get it inside of 2 minutes. The play clock finally reaching down to 1. Coach Gerber calls his final timeout. And we'll take our final break and hear from Bluffton Roofing here on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs, and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
Norwell leads Huntington North 30-7 here at Kriegbaum Field. Minute 55 to go. Norwell is going to improve to 7-1 in the season and 5-1 in the Northeast 8. Norwell has not lost any games to COVID this year, so they've got to be thankful for that. And a lot of teams have lost games or had to find other teams going forward. You talk about other teams in the SAC. A lot of clubs have lost games or had to play without fans. Norwell's had fans in every game they played in this year as well. So a lot of things have fallen Norwell's way in this unprecedented age of high school football. And, of course, high school hoops is just around the corner as well, inside of a month away. And we're real excited to bring you as much as we can here on The Voice this year, based on the schedules that work out. Riley, a wobbling punt that will come to rest at the 17-yard line of Huntington North. Minute 45 to go. A couple of runs should get us out of here.
Eli Riley's punt travels 27 yards to the 17-yard line, but the Vikings will start 1st and 10. Huntington North appreciates everyone's cooperation with COVID-19 guidelines.
So
we remind everyone
we do want to let you know that our sponsors, again, we've talked about how important it is, and at this point, how it's becoming more rare to get free broadcasts of high school sports in this age when high school athletic departments are really yearning for money. And, there's really, that's the way it goes. You've got to keep things afloat here, and it's really hard to do that without or with limited fans. But we're happy to still provide a free broadcast for you here on Wells County Voice. Athletic Director Kelby Waybright has been instrumental in helping us out this year, and Norwell will finally bring on the JV defensive unit with 90 seconds left.
Thorne carries the ball for the Vikings.
But no, Norwell has been so supportive of what we've done. Our owners, Scott and Dale Menser, have been great.
Gain of 2 to the 19-yard line, 2nd and 8.
My partner, Christian Blahat, has been awesome, done all 8 games with me this year. It's been a blast so far, and we hope to continue to bring action through the tournament. Of course, those tournament games are not cheap.
21, Lucas Thorne,
they cost a significant amount of money for each game that we broadcast with video in the tournament, as the IHSAA has hiked their fees over the last couple of years.
3 to the 22-yard line.
And so your support and the sponsor support is so greatly appreciated and necessary to bring you those tournament games. This could be the last play if Huntington wants it to be. We're inside of 40 seconds to go. It's a counter. And it's a big run. And he's still on his feet. All the way down the sideline. Huntington's going to take it to the house. Nate Elliott, the tight end, makes this thing look closer than it was, but it's a 78-yard touchdown run with 23 and a half seconds to go.
Well, it gives Huntington North something to cheer for. Has them go home on a high note, I guess, if they consider that a high note, down 30-14. But hey,
well, again,
it's not a varsity.
No, that one was not
defense,
a varsity play. But again, remember, Norwell did not score a touchdown in the second half, and the varsity offense played pretty much the entire second half. So you can chalk that up to whatever you want, and that's fine. But those are the facts. And again, Norwell has, that's just not something you want to go into the locker room on. That was almost a bad snap, but it was handled, and Garrett Sloan punches the extra point through. So it's 30-14. So it's actually going to end a 2-score game, if you can believe it. Norwell's been dominant throughout, but in this second half, Huntington continued to fight, and I think they brought far more energy than Norwell brought in the second half. We've harped on it enough, so we won't go back to the fact that they were lackadaisical, but it just felt like Norwell was a little bit asleep in the second half. And they could afford to be. I mean, the game was never in jeopardy. So, for what that's worth. But again, you don't want to do that at this point in the season here in Week 8. This should be your most crisp football at this juncture of the season when you're going in to Columbia City next week. And the guys on the field have no idea what happened at Columbia City. So, that's not an excuse either to know that the conference isn't really at stake anymore either. So, and the reality is you have to go play next week. I mean, obviously you always want to go for a win, but you got to play next week like it's on the line because, you never know with Leo and DeKalb. I mean, Leo's going to be a huge favorite in that game, but you never know. So you got to go out and play like Leo's going to lose, and Norwell needs a lot of help from Leo next week, but again, technically still afloat in the Northeast State standings. They're going to take it all the way down to the last week of the season. And again, the last time that happened was way back in the 8-2 year, back in the Northeast Hoosier Conference days with Homestead and Carroll. And so that was a long, long time ago. Norwell will have some varsity players here. Actually, they will have the varsity offense for Riley to take a knee, I presume. Knights will finish in victory formation and win this game 30-14. So assuming Huntington doesn't call their timeouts, which they won't, that'll do it. So Huntington North is here again for what I presume is their senior night. I don't know if they've actually gotten that out of the way, as we've seen that happen a lot with teams across the area. Teams doing senior night early in the season. But that does it here from Huntington North as Norwell wins 30-14, and Bo still can't complain about a lot, but there were, again, some things to be left desired for in that second half.
Yeah, exactly. You can't complain. Go on the road. Huntington North thought it was going to be closer than it was in the first half anyways, so he just presumably made it closer than it looked on the scoreboard. But I thought Norwell did a really good job, especially in the first half, of just controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. As I harped on that in pregame, that's what they needed to do, and that's what they did. So Overall, great win for Norwell here on the road and at Huntington, and look forward to next week back at home against Columbia City.
Yeah, next week's going to be a lot of fun. That game has carried some implications with it, you know, throughout the year. Sometimes it's the last game of the season, so it can always have something to it. But that game has been fun sometimes, and it's going to be a lot of fun next week. So please join us if you're able for tonight. Norwell wins 30-14, improves to 7-1 in the season, 5-1 in the Northeast 8. But Leo is in control of their destiny next week and can win the conference outright with a victory over DeKalb. On behalf of Christian Buhata, our owners Scott and Dale Menser, and our entire Voice crew, this is Derek Decker saying so long and God bless.
We hope you enjoyed this broadcast on the Voice Enterprises. Remember, none of this would be possible without the support of our sponsors. Please take time to tell them thank you and to use their services whenever possible. Join us again next time on WellsCountyVoice.com.